What's going on, Minnesota Viking fans? Welcome to the 2022 NFL Draft live stream here on the Purple People
Wait,
podcast.
what happened to our nifty music and intro?
I know. I was waiting for
I
it.
forgot.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. We don't need it today. There's enough excitement going on in Vegas for everybody.
I'm so excited. I'm Kyle Smith. Welcome in. Kyle West, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. I have legitimately been excited for this show in particular for like the past 2 days now. I'm like, I've got notes going. I've got a whole setup. We've got snacks. We've got drinks. We are excited to do
True.
football.
I mean,
Okay.
who else has their balls ready to go? I got my balls ready to rock.
This was the first question I was going to ask while we do filler for the first pick to be in. I've got my soda. Shout out to Sundrop here in North Carolina. I've got a double-decker fudge round. Let's go.
I have my Zoa energy drink, 0 sugar. It's the Rocks energy drink, and it's pretty darn good.
Dang, that's
I
cool.
like the Zoa energy drink. If you have not had it, it's worth a shot.
It really is. I don't like energy drinks too much. It's good flavor.
Mixed drinks, Guinness over here. I got it in my Minnesota Vikings training camp. I don't know if you can see that, but that's my training camp glass.
I was going to grab my Viking Stein, but I'm not pouring an energy drink in there and washing it later. I'll just deal with the can. Stupid dishes.
My goal is to not drop anything this episode.
Our goal is to keep chatting with people here. I got Jonathan in the chat already.
He says skull.
What's up, Jonathan?
Jacksonville,
Faithful
what
to
are
the
they
show.
going to do? This could change
This
the whole
is fun.
draft right here.
This is so much fun, guys. Like, it's crazy to think 2 years ago with the Jefferson draft that we were doing this during the middle of COVID. And I mean, look where we're at now, man. We've got a better platform. And I believe we were using StreamYard then, but they've made some good improvements. It's a lot
Last
of
year I was
fun,
sitting
but-
back there, and now I'm on the couch. Boom.
Yeah. Okay, I'm reading here on the Athletic TV, ESPN, and NFL Network. Oh, they're going to
Andrew
stream it
Smith
on
up second.
ESPN.
And here is Charlotte coming in third, but she said she's first. I don't know. Do we believe her?
Stop the count.
No, you're right, Adam.
See?
It's fun with this year's draft not knowing 100% who's going first. Most of the time, when it's a quarterback needy team, you know a month beforehand who's going first overall. There was no question Trevor Lawrence was going first last year. So right now we don't quite know what's going to happen at the first of the round. Jacksonville is really going to set the table for what's going to come afterwards. They could go bold, and they could, what if they add a big-time wide receiver for him?
After what they spent in free agency at receiver, that would really be hard for them because they spent way too much money on players that aren't that good in free agency at receiver. And
it's also Jacksonville, so don't try to apply logic to the situation.
The Jags are going to jag, ladies and gentlemen.
Correct.
They could go a number of different ways, but we all believe it's going to be edge rusher. They need a pass rush, which is weird because they have the not quarterback Josh Allen, who's really good. But this team is just, they're desperate for a franchise star not named Trevor Lawrence. And guys, I forgot until today when I got on Twitter, and I said it the last time we talked about it on the show, I forgot Doug Peterson's the head coach there. That's wild. We keep forgetting about that.
Lovie Smith is the head coach of the Texans right now. I completely forgot about that.
Yep.
It's such a wild off season that
lots of changes.
You forget everything that's gone down.
All right, I'm just gonna have to stream this on my old phone here because this wants to be really stupid.
I've decided that Bernie Cat's the official mascot of the Purple People Podcast.
NFL app you can stream for free on data, not Wi-Fi.
What are we streaming?
Kyle's trying to get the draft going. Just a heads up, I am streaming this draft. So those of you, I believe, that are watching it over the air will be getting it a little bit before us. So please forgive us that we're going to be a little slow on that, but we will definitely be here talking about everything that happens.
Are we going to do Twitter spoilers? Because I know usually you can get on Twitter, and occasionally you can get 2 or 3 picks ahead of time. What do you guys want to do with that?
I am not doing that.
I kind of prefer staying off Twitter. I like the excitement of it getting announced live. That's just my thoughts. I'm sure as soon as the Vikings get on the clock, I'm going to pull up every form of social media possible because I want to know.
You'll be on Tote trying to find it out.
Is that still a thing?
No. The WWE sure tried, though.
Yeah. We'll go on. What's the Donald Trump one? Truth Social?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think that's what it's called.
It might be the best social network ever. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
So you guys
I was
staying on
doing-
Twitch even though it got bought? On Twitter?
Oh, who bought Twitch?
No, Twitter. Amazon still owns Twitch.
Oh, yeah. I'm all for staying on Twitter. I'm okay with everything that happened, but I just don't want this to become a charade of just complete political chaos. If Elon can
Correct.
stick to what he says about making it even for everyone, I think that's what it should have been all along. But I understand if people don't like the guy, they're like, "Hey, F you, I'm not using this anymore." Like, okay, you have every right
fine.
to do that, but
And these people had
Twitter's
no
not
idea
going
who
anywhere.
owned it before. That
Right.
It didn't matter then. It didn't
Well-
only matter until someone else bought it,
I'm honestly
like
here
my
for the
Twitter.
memes. I love the memes that
Right.
come out of it.
Oh, lots of booing. Booing Roger.
Uh-oh.
That's my favorite tradition. Booing Aaron Rodgers. Or not booing Aaron Rodgers, but
I'm sure you
booing
like that,
Rodgers
too.
as
Aaron
well.
Rodgers.
Yeah. I've always
By the way,
wished,
for how rowdy Vegas should be, they're kind of dead.
they need a partnership with the WWE and have him come out to Vince McMahon's music.
The no chance.
The No Chance in Hell. Let him do the power walk.
He needs to go full heel. He needs to lean into it.
He does.
This nice guy
does a
shit's
li-
not working for me.
He
All
does
right.
a little bit.
I'm going to have this drink gone before this pick gets put in.
I know.
What
Thankfully,
do you guys
these
think of the
cans
Derek
over
Carr
here.
extension?
You got to have
They
a
sure did it.
quarterback. I get it, but you know what comes with this? Don't say another word about Kirk Cousins being overpaid. Don't do it.
Right?
Adam nailed it on the head. He goes, that guy's super inconsistent. He makes technically more money than Kirk does. Not over the career, but per this contract, he has a higher average, which is hilarious.
I like Derek Carr. I don't like his haircut right now, but that's a lot of money to be paying for him for the skill level. But I've also kind of come to terms with the fact that, like, this is just the NFL. If you have a skill position player, quarterback, wide receiver, whatever, when it comes time for them to have a contract extension, it's going to be massive. They're going to set the bar. It's going to happen with Justin Jefferson. He will be the highest paid wide receiver in the league. And then guess what? Whoever's next will top him. And then they'll be the new highest paid wide receiver.
West, are you
I'm-
finally at the point where you don't say David Carr every time you're talking about Derek?
Until you said that, yes. Now I will be back to saying David Carr.
That
you
poor
guys
guy,
know
he
what I
got his
mean.
ass kicked when he was in the NFL. Oh,
Ice on the stage. By the way, I am watching the ESPN broadcast. I don't know which ones you guys are checking out.
I'm on the NFL Network.
I'm on the Purple People Podcast YouTube page because I don't have it up.
You want me to just point my webcam at my other computer screen and, like, illegally broadcast it like that?
Andrew just says that Carr guy. But then, you got that former Vikings Carr. Remember that guy? Chris Carr?
Vaguely. Was it Chris Carr?
I believe it was.
Was he a corner?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember Chris Carter. That would be the easy one for me. I'll see myself out. Thank you.
That'll do it for the Purple People podcast.
And thanks for joining us.
God, I don't want to buy any of these things. I'm just going to go on my third-party site and do this.
I bought the big one and just upgraded on Hulu to the live TV package because I can cancel out in a month anyway. And,
I plead the
whatever.
fifth.
I can,
You haven't. You can watch it on Hulu.
yeah, if you're willing to pay for
Hulu
it.
Live TV,
Hulu Live TV.
How much that
if you
costs.
subscribe to that.
It's
But
too much.
again-
we're not doing it.
NFL app on your phone if you're using data.
Yeah, I can't do that either. If I put you guys have helped me figure that out. So have my music friends. If I put my phone up here, you'll hear clicking. Something to do with the interface. So
Yeah, you break the
we're not going to do that.
Don't do that. Andrew Leota, what's TV? You know, with all the streaming apps and everything that we use now, yeah, what is TV? I legit only pay for live TV package during football season, and I do it on Hulu. And the only thing I'll catch with it will be football. That's it.
I'm at the point where I've used all my free previews for every TV streaming service.
Oh, that's funny.
So just create another email.
And I don't have any friends that'll hook me up with their ESPN code so I can do the ESPN app. What a bunch of jerks, I tell you. Mew Cat's sleeping, Bernie Cat's cleaning, and I'm sitting here eating no big cookies.
So while we're waiting for this to kick off, pretty much the only thing that we have wrote down as a time filler. Do we want to do our top 5 best and worst draft picks?
I erased mine, but I did send them to you guys. I didn't know we were doing them on the air. Nobody told me what it was for, so I just sent it over.
Oh, well, you can spitball as we go along, right?
Yeah, I already did it.
Smith, what do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm just over here in La La Land. I'm trying to find a live stream. I went to
yeah. You figure that out first.
And they don't have it up. That's really annoying.
Who's
here it is. Never, just kidding. That was a snake. It would have bit me in the face.
Who dat?
Who dat?
They are definitely showing some packages for Aidan Hutchinson here.
I was just going to say, I'm reading up on the screen. It looks like Aidan Hutchinson's probably favored to be the first round pick.
He is not favored to be the first pick, but I mean, he could be. Up until about a week ago, I believe he was the number 1 choice in Vegas to be the pick, which is weird to say in Vegas since the draft's in Vegas. And I just meant odds-wise.
He was the one you were saying might potentially fall, right?
Yeah,
I have heard that.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because, like, I get Adam's point on that. It's not really even like us debating or battling. I feel like there's more consistency there. You see, like, Travon Walker's name has jumped really high. His name didn't jump high at all the whole time. He's only a 1-year starter. I think you have maybe his ceiling is higher, but
absolutely
a bona fide starter. If you
now
want
they're
a
talking about Walker
there, you would go with Hutchinson. But it's the Jags. Who knows?
Mina Kimes is all in on Hutchinson.
Really good.
I was watching her earlier today.
With Jacksonville, it all depends if they're going to shut up and if they're just going to listen to Doug Peterson. If they do that, they'll probably end up with a pretty decent football player. If their owner is going to continue to do what he always does and meddle in the business of the team,
ruin everything.
Just ruin everything, right? It's hard telling what they're going to do.
This is the Scooby-Doo episode when they take it off to see who the villain is, and it's really Jerry Jones. He does the same damn thing for the Cowboys. Ugh.
Like Jacksonville really needs this time. If any team should know what they're doing by now, it should be them.
Maybe they're just seeing if somebody wants to trade up. That's the only reason, right?
Really good pass rushers. If that's what you're taking, you kind of should want to see if someone wants to jump. Sad part is no one's going to jump for our quarterback. And like I said, with the multiple pass rushers available, I don't think trading up to 1 would have the value. So this would be a hard pick to deal. No way to get value for it at this point.
Was really bummed. I wanted to hear about a Deebo Samuel trade. This is one of my favorite episodes on the Pro Football Talk. I don't really like Mike Florio. I think he's very negative to the Vikings, claiming he's a fan. But
we should totally start the Pro Football Talk.
Just blazing it up over here. The guy that has never smoked an ounce of weed, talking about token. He and Chris Sims had a cool segment. I like when you find things like this on the outside the box method of talking. What's up, Real Purple Gold? Thank you for joining us. They said, what do you want to see tonight? Just everything out the window. It's kind of like Fantasyland. It was less about the statistics and the team names, just having fun. And that was one of the things I talked about. They said, you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see Deebo Samuel go to the Jets. I'd love to see what the 49ers do with that pick. Another thing they talked about was a run on quarterbacks. You know, everybody's talking about this draft and how they're not going to be. So there's some people saying, I think, oh man, he was on Colin Cowherd. Daniel Jeremiah. He said, I honestly could see quarterback not getting taken until the very end of the first round. I was jumping back in.
Well, we could see Jimmy G get dealt today too.
Yeah, that's very true.
Baker, I mean, someone's gonna jump on Baker Mayfield.
And then they're going to get escorted out.
It all depends. That's good. It all depends whether they're willing to do it for a first or a second. Personally, I think Baker is going to be a day 2 trade. I think one of these quarterback needy teams, someone like Carolina.
The pick is going
to say for a second, I'll take a shot on Baker Mayfield.
What is it with this weird, like, Greek lettering for the draft theme?
Oh, I'm behind. They just had the pick go in. All right. I'd have to see. Let me see when this loads here. This is what I get for doing the third-party thing.
Okay, do you mind if we ruin it for you?
Yeah, go ahead. You don't have to. Nobody wait on me.
We're all going to be on.
West are pretty close on our stream.
Yeah. That woman's got a big Doug Peterson cutout. That's so funny.
You guys get a Pizza Ranch? I did not have Pizza Ranch, but I did have Casey's Pizza.
I am not going back to Pizza Ranch. Although that chicken, that fried chicken, man, you can't go wrong with that fried chicken.
Casey's Pizza is equally
here it is.
Midwest as.
Oh God, you're right, Adam. This lettering is awful.
A dude in
they did go Walker
jersey.
Wow, it starts early. Okay.
Boom.
Damn, I really didn't want Detroit to get a good pass rusher. That's annoying.
So Detroit can get their Michigan boy now.
That's a dream scenario for him.
For him, it's got to be amazing. He's got to be sitting back there elated. But if they go with Karlaftis or another pass rusher, or really a receiver or anything,
he's not falling past Detroit.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and his rise was really last minute. He wasn't thought of as a first number 1 overall pick until it all started rolling for a little bit after the combine, and it took a while for the words and everything to catch up. So, again, this is a big swing for Jacksonville because he doesn't have that long record of production. He's a high caliber, high ceiling prospect. Oh, wow, Detroit didn't waste any time. They're in.
Oh, no shit.
That's awesome. You know, I'm still watching my third-party pick. It still hasn't loaded, but ESPN finally is. That's funny. Goodell's just now walking out. I might just turn this out for. Yeah.
Oh wow, you're clear behind.
Yeah.
I didn't look. Do they have the person in the back doing the hot presses on the jerseys?
I haven't seen it. Not yet.
Who the heck is Mel Kiper anyway? It's funny that Kiper still has his job long after that guy ever left. I don't even know that guy's name.
I don't remember, but that was a famous, awesome segment. I was watching today Pat McAfee when they had their resident Packer fan that's on his show. He dressed up as Mel Kiper and they picked Jordan Love. He was so pissed. Oh man, that was a double win for the Vikings that year. Not only did the Eagles jack that up and give us Justin Jefferson, but the Packers traded up to get Jordan Love, and nobody talks about that. That's one of the stupidest picks in NFL history.
That you like a guy, you go get him.
That's so well.
I mean, and I'm going to keep saying it. It might be stupid, but I don't blame them for doing it.
You know, a lot of Vikings fans give Rick Spielman so much credit for, he was able to trade Stephon Diggs and we got Justin Jefferson, and that's one of the best trades in NFL history. Motherfucker got lucky that Philadelphia picked the wrong receiver. That has nothing to do with Rick Spielman or the Vikings.
The Lions have good cheerleaders. I can say that now. They were cheering very well.
Yes.
Okay, here's the biggest question, because in the last however many years, this has came in pretty quickly the week of. Who are the people out here spoiling stuff? Because we caught wind of this 3 days ago. This was something that was thrown out by somebody. That's wild, man.
Here we go.
Aidan Hutchinson, number 2.
That's a good fit for Detroit.
They grabbed him.
Yeah.
And he is ecstatic. Him and his very blonde family.
These stats they're putting up. Detroit hasn't won a playoff game since 1991. 5 years since last playoff appearance. Good God. Never mind. I said that was a dream scenario for him. I lied.
If only that's a nightmare. Only if they had a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, they might be able to compete.
They've got a former number 1 overall pick at quarterback, so I mean, they're doing fine.
You know what sucks is they're going to actually get better, and then they're going to be tough. That's going to suck.
He struggled against some of the bigger name offensive tackles, so who knows? Maybe his NFL career won't go the way it does, but he's got a little bit of a swagger to him. And I don't know if you watched that video I sent you guys about the draft prospects and what they eat and don't eat. But, man, his list of what he does to take care of his body is crazy.
I forget who I was telling this to the other day. Shout out to my buddy Matt. So Matt is a dog handler just like I am, same place that I work. He was in Minneapolis, and he actually took my spot in Nashville after I left. And he's a big Colts fan. And we were talking about this. It's like, I don't know how, if you're a quarterback, you don't hit up Tom Brady immediately when you get drafted and throughout your whole career. Talk to his people and get on that program of whatever you eat, give me the exact thing and I'll make it happen. He's played for so long. You hit up guys like Aaron Rodgers for their pliability stuff and their flexibility and all those things. I don't know how all these guys aren't doing the same thing that he is.
I don't know. Some people, it's just not the top priority, I guess.
It's wild.
I'm sitting on the couch, filling my face with no baked cookies, so I can't say nothing.
I'm chugging sugary sodas. I'm not the person to talk about this.
As Michigan fans, got to be kind of happy growing up and watching him at the University of Michigan and now coming, playing for Detroit. It's going to be nice.
I think Detroit, even more so than Jacksonville, is the one team that all NFL fans are like, if you guys actually do good, we're all happy for you. You've been through so much. You deserve
them in Cleveland. I feel bad for them, man. All those fans are so loyal, and they haven't done a thing. That's cool, though. Good for him. It'll be good to watch him in the division. He'll be a good pass rusher.
Houston not wasting time either. They are with their pick in.
This is where it gets crazy, folks. Do they take Sauce Gardner 3 overall? I've seen mocks of them taking Derek Stingley at 3 overall. Mm-hmm. If they took Derek Stingley over Sauce Gardner, they deserve all the bad things that happen to them. And I want Derek Stingley on this team.
When are we going to get the first trade? That's what I want to know.
Oh, well, that was, 3 months ago?
Well, trade up, as in today.
Oh, because I was going to say, I think... Didn't Philly already trade up a while ago? I don't understand the early pick for pick stuff. Wait till draft day.
If you're trading up for number 1, you do that as soon as possible. But yeah, I don't get it.
I don't think Houston needs a quarterback.
I don't think they'll go quarterback either. I think their team is starved for any position. This is, to me, honestly, playing armchair GM. You got to go best player available just to have somebody there.
Well, we're gonna find out here in a second.
Yeah, they're already in.
Dude, this is going quick.
What do you think, Karloftis?
Kayvon Thibodeau is a name that could go there.
Yeah,
Sauce
yeah.
Gardner could go.
Oh, yeah. Williams could go. Walker could go.
Yeah, this is where it's going to shake up everything. One of these teams is going to take a player we did not expect, and it's going to be a question mark after that as to how it falls. Because the
If
draft
they
is
take
kind of
Malik
like a
Willis,
car.
though, I
when
mean,
you're
that
going
could
at
throw
high speed,
everything
right?
off.
Yeah, no, you're right. The draft is like a speeding car down a highway. You're going fast and you hit a pothole. Sometimes teams cause a pothole, and if you can steer it back correctly, we can get back on track. But sometimes, who knows, man? We saw it with Aaron Rodgers a long time ago. How crazy was that he fell as far as he did, and he's been as good as he has.
Yeah.
The local Burger King has potholes so big on the way in that you got to kind of James Bond around them. It's quite an adventure. I don't know why they don't just fill them with kitty litter or something. It's not expensive.
He called it an adventure.
Ooh.
Makes me think of Parks and Rec episode where he meets Diane. Ah, that's a great one. Man, Houston, I'm so far behind you guys. I wish I could watch this live. This is frustrating. And there's a television right behind me that I know in the living room that I could, but my setup doesn't go in there. So that's frustrating.
Just pick your whole setup up.
You can't pick up ABC off that thing? Because it is on ABC.
Oh. Let's try.
Yeah, test it. Oh, shoot.
What is it?
What'd they do, Adam? You're a little ahead of me.
It's Stingley.
Wow.
No way.
Really?
No way. Wow.
Whoa.
Houston, you are
That
so
hurts.
stupid. Why would you do that?
That hurts.
Okay, let me justify it here.
You trade up?
I want Sauce Gardner. I think he's better than Stingley. I wanted Stingley on the team, but the problem is he hasn't had shutdown tape in over 2 years. At 3,
Wow.
man, they must have loved his pro day. Wow,
I did not.
He picks
think
it
he was
for the
gonna be
Jets. If I am marathon sprint Olympic running there with Sauce Gardner on the edge of that, I think he could be the best player in the draft. He's that good.
I mean, unless someone is willing to give you stupid draft capital for it, you take him.
A lot of people mocked at 3 in offensive tackle, and since that hasn't happened, this could get really, really messy.
Fuck, there's going to be a run on corners before Minnesota hits the clock.
Oh, yeah.
We're trading back, boys. Everybody lock in. We're going to be on a 3-hour podcast tonight. You guys got to remember, too, not you guys in the chat or not my co-hosts, but everybody listen, you got to remember, Minnesota doesn't have a fourth?
Correct.
They got a couple of thirds. Go get a fourth. Move back 6 spots with the Chargers and get an extra fourth. Do it.
You stay put at 12, and you draft best available.
First trade could happen at 5, so keep your eyes out when the Giants get on the clock.
Oh, man, isn't that wild, too? They have 2 picks, like, within each other. That's a crazy one. Both New York teams picked twice in the top 10.
New Jersey teams, thank you.
First one.
There's only one team that plays pro football.
There's only
in New
one
York.
team truly in New York. You're right, Adam. I stand corrected. Don't know why they call themselves the New Jersey Giants and Jets.
Oh, man, this is already not going well. We're 3 picks in, and I'm not happy.
That is so funny. No, it's not what the Viking fans want to hear, but whatever.
Quezzy's writing up his letter of resignation. It's like right now. Just like, well, this isn't going the way I wanted.
Stingley at 3, that's crazy.
I would not have taken him over Sauce Gardner. Ugh.
What do I know? But I would.
And how am I in front of both of you? Well, I understand
I
you.
don't have
You're not
access.
really watching it, Smith.
Hulu, because I know this from when I watch football games with you guys, Hulu is always a little bit behind live TV. I assume it has to do with just streaming over the internet in general.
I think I got it.
Whoa.
I got to sign in. Damn it. I don't know the sign-in information.
You crazy
This
kid.
gets loud really quick. I'm sorry. What's up, Cliff?
Hey.
How are you, bud?
Cliff, welcome to the show, man. What do you think?
I am personally not happy
Stingly
at the moment.
3, bud. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm still in a bit of a stun right now, so don't mind that I'm up. The pick is in. They did not trade for. And the Jets are another team that's in a position where they could do almost anything. I don't see them giving up on their young quarterback just yet. They don't have a ton of other positions and picks going. Cliff can't believe that Stingley went third.
Hey, I have some fantastic news for you guys. James Corden is leaving the Late Late Show in 2023. That is fantastic. He is terrible, and I do not find him funny.
I like James Corden.
Oh, Adam.
I think he's very funny.
I'd put you in a timeout if I could.
I also know that he's really from every account I've ever heard of anyone that's ever met him, he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy him. I saw him first on Gavin and Stacey, which was a great show on BBC. And followed his career since then. I thought he was very funny. Enjoyed his show for a long time. Carpool Karaoke. Man, that gets a lot of views.
I think I've seen the only episode of that I've seen, and maybe Smith can back me up, was Metallica on Carpool Karaoke.
Oh, the Foo Fighters one, you got to watch that.
Foo Fighters one is one of my all-time favorites.
Foo Fighters. I think Metallica was on there.
Chili Peppers one was amazing.
He said, he goes, he's talking to the bass player from Nirvana, or from Foo Fighters, and he goes, yeah, Nirvana collapsed, and, you know, Dave called me, I was in shock, and their keyboard player goes, you're the guy from Nirvana? Oh, my God. Hey, speaking of the devil, hey, Matt, I was just talking about you, man. So this is my buddy Matt. We were in the Air Force together. We had like a high five. We were in like one training problem with my dog before I went to Texas, and he was in Virginia, but he's in Nashville now. Big Colts fan. I don't think you guys have a first round selection because of the Wentz deal, but you got. I mean, you won that. You got a competent quarterback now, so that's cool.
Absolutely. You got rid of that money.
That money, and you get to tighten the run for theirs, and yeah, I feel good. Good things coming on for the Colts this year.
With their run game and their defensive pieces, Colts got a bright future.
Sorry, dude. I forget people listen to us for more than just one show. Yeah, we're in shock, man. We can't believe the Texans took Stingley at 3. I hate that. I hate it so much.
It's gonna be sauce at 4.
Well,
100%.
We're gonna find out right now.
I've got a live stream. I've got the cable in here, ABC live stream. So let's see. Jets pick is in.
Just got to the podium.
I am behind. That is frustrating.
How am I in front of you guys?
I like the way we just all got quiet. We're like an intrigue.
Oh, dude,
what this pick is going to be.
If this was,
I know what it is. It's picked.
It's sauce. It's 100% sauce.
This is the worst case scenario right now.
Yeah, man, I really do think they may have just got the best player in the draft right there.
And they can get a stud wide receiver at 10 if they don't move out of it.
God damn it, we're not going to get a corner.
Hey, might get a safety. Stand by for Kyle Hamilton. I'm still on that train.
I'm still there, too. He's number 3 on my wish list. 1 and 2 are gone already.
We're taking a wide
One and
receiver.
two are gone by the fourth pick. It's gonna be a long night, boys. Hey guys, this is a good thing. If the Vikings were picking right now, that means they were fucking awful last year. So you got to look at the little things.
A little bit.
I'm seeing a lot of little YouTube icons on here. Just a reminder that you can watch us as well on Facebook Live and on my Twitch channel, MN Viking Zombie.
Did he go the wrong direction? Walking around back there, did Sauce go the wrong way? Did he just do a spinal tap? Did he get lost?
God, that's funny. He did. Let's see how fast he can run, man. Oh, they're gonna roast him for that when he gets to the locker room.
That's fantastic.
All right, so the first possible space that I think a quarterback. Well, actually, the Giants denied their 5th-round option on Daniel Jones.
Correct.
Which is smart. They need to move on.
So it wouldn't be shocking for them to take a quarterback. Hey, but
I personally don't think they will.
I don't either. You have great options here. They can get the best tackle available because the tackle hasn't been taken, right?
No.
No offensive
2
lineman
corners
yet.
and 2 edge. So you can get the best tackle in the draft, and then you could
Sorry, I'm
get.
watching his highlights.
He's phenomenal. He is absolutely phenomenal. He's a big corner too. He's a tall corner.
I get
Receivers are
excited.
trickling down.
Ooh, I get excited with good corner play.
We do not want to see these receivers trickle down to Green Bay.
Hey, I'll say it right now too. Shout out to Luke Braun at Locked On Vikings because I listened to his today. I like his show, and he said it too. He goes, "Let's just take this as it is, all right? Because this is how shitty the Vikings corner room has been for a while. If they trot out Patrick Peterson, Chandon Sullivan, and
My buddy Clint with a hot take in there.
Is that Chris Angel?
Oh,
why is Chris Angel at the draft?
You guys have. I got Mel Kiper, so we definitely have different feeds here.
Chris Angel's at the draft. Get off my TV, mind freak.
Well, they're in Vegas. I mean, what are you going to do?
Where are you seeing Chris
That's
Angel?
so weird.
He's watching the ABC
I'm
broadcast.
on the ABC stream. Yeah.
You have a live stream from 1990.
The Vikings are 100% not taking Malik Willis.
It's funny. Smith has ABC. You've got NFL Network, and I've got ESPN.
I mean, I could switch to ESPN.
Clint, I know you're Adam's buddy, but I'm putting you in timeout for that. I know that makes sense. He's not. We're not taking Malik Willis. It's not happening.
All right, so the Giants did not trade their pick. The pick is in. So that leaves Carolina at 6. Do you think 6 is too early for a quarterback in this
They
class?
don't need to take a quarterback. They don't have a pick for like 100 some odd picks. They don't have a pick till the 4th round. They've got to address the offensive line. Nobody's going to be good behind that line.
Yeah, but who?
And every offensive lineman still on the board. Every one of them. Is my audio dead? Or are you
there's
guys,
something I have like.
No, sorry.
No, there's something I don't like about a man who has more hair. He's got more product in his hair than I see a lot of cheerleaders. Get off my screen, Chris Angel. You're ruining it for me.
He's still on there?
He's doing some weird thing where he like predicted all the picks.
Oh.
It just keeps unfolding this paper.
Every time it's a 2-second
You're good,
timeout, Clint.
Yeah, no, we're gonna steal this from the Lebatard show. Penalty box, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, get out of here. Back when that show was good. No, Clint, man. You're a friend of Adam's, good friend of Adam's. I'm not.
Yeah, Clint's a good guy.
No way, man.
Sometimes.
There's no weird penalty box. This is all in
Except
jest.
when he doesn't res you on Apex, and he's not very good.
Malik Willis, he's one of those quarterbacks that I think if you give him a couple years to develop, he has potential. If he goes to a situation where he is expected to start immediately, I don't think that's going to be good for him.
I hate him in a cold weather place, too.
Right. So how high
He's got a massive arm, but did you guys watch his pro day and how he just stands? He doesn't show footwork at all. And not only the bad footwork, or at least the lack of that I saw, when he played any team that was worth a shit in college, I don't think he threw a touchdown.
Oh, snap.
Like, what? I don't get it. But if you want a guy, if you want just the arm strength and talent
Uh-oh.
alone, I mean,
Who's
he's
this kid
definitely
out here? What's
cleared.
the commish?
Oh, he's Make-A-Wish. One of my buddies from work is a Giants fan. He's a Make-A-Wish guy. He gets to make the first pick for the Giants.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. He's really excited to be there.
That's awesome. Good for you, New York Giants.
I like it.
Wait till you get to the guy staring down the camera creepily. I don't know if you're going to get it on your broadcast, but that was fun.
He is pumped.
He really is. And they're going to give him that guy's name that's hard to pronounce, ain't they?
Now Clint says he's messing with us on Malik.
Kine Wangwu. How many people have we had? Babatunde, Afadio Denebo. Like, we can do this all day.
I remember there was like a defensive end that we got from the Canadian Football League. Had a really unusual name to pronounce. Who the hell was that?
Well, there goes Thibodeau. Still no offensive lineman off the board. This draft is definitely not going the way I thought it would. Offensive line not being addressed. Maybe this is like a domino effect of what happened with the Bengals when they decided not to choose an offensive lineman and went for a different weapon instead. And they ended up in the Super Bowl.
Can I also say, he's not ever going to watch this, but there was a guy in Virginia when I was stationed there. It's a local ESPN affiliate, Nick Cattles. Really good guy. He's got his own show. Very big local guy in the Virginia area. He moved. He had his mock draft. He had Vikings trading with the Panthers going up to 6 to get Kayvon Thibodeau. And I laughed so hard. I said, I love you, brother. I miss you. There's not a fucking chance they're going to do that. I would bet on them trading up for a quarterback before they would trade up for an edge rusher. He's like, well, they have need on the D-line. I was like, have you seen the cornerback room? No. But here's the thing. I was saying this earlier. We got interrupted, and I lost track because I have the mind of an ant. So if they trot out as their starters, Patrick Peterson, Chandon Sullivan, and Cameron Dantzler, we put worse on the field, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've put worse on the field than that, so this is going to be very telling of what they think there. The problem is the depth. It's very top-heavy. Luke covered that on his podcast today. Even when Zimmer and Spielman were in their final seasons together, they admitted it was too top-heavy. The depth was shit. So,
if the Vikings do reach for a corner, it might be Elam if they can't trade and they're stuck. I wouldn't be shocked to see Elam go.
I like McDuffie too. They said his arms are short, but he's got all the stats in the tape look good.
If Hamilton played any other position, he'd be gone by now.
He's pumped.
100%.
I like that.
Adam, that's such a good take.
Tons of defense. Darn right, Jonathan, sorry.
You good? What do you think the Vikings want to go from 12 to 20 Steelers? Yes, Clint, that's my dream scenario.
The kid's sneaking in on the draft pick. I love it. On the pick picture. That's amazing. This draft, they weren't kidding. This is pretty wild.
Matt, hell no. You're just trying to get me fired up on the show. Should have traded AZ to bring Gladney back. No, I'm good.
Stop.
No, I'm good. He's trying to rile me up right now. Don't you do it. He says Giants got to go wide receiver with the next pick. Jones is nobody except Saquon. Yeah, and they're trying to get rid of Kadarius Toney, which is really, really wild. I don't know. I would go best player available. If they could get a tackle. They do need help on the line. This is not how any of us thought this was going to go. Derek Stingley called the dominoes to fall, and you're like, shit, I don't know what's going. This is cool. Carolina, please don't take a quarterback. I love you guys, and I'll actually go to one of your games this year just because you're 20 minutes from my house. Please
I think they're going to. I think this is the first
I
quarterback.
wouldn't be shocked.
I think it's the first
they
quarterback
just
going
don't.
off the draft right now.
First of all, if you're going to go somewhere where you have either a wonderful head coach, wonderful quarterback coach, or a great quarterback to sit behind. I don't think you have any of those there. The offensive coordinator is Ben McAdoo from the Giants.
Oh God, he's still in the NFL.
It's so bad.
It's off the
It's
board.
so
Can't
so
have him there
bad.
for Green Bay, especially not the elites. Wilson and Williams need to go. By the time the green and gold are on the clock.
Yeah, the last thing we need is to give Aaron Rodgers more weapons in this division.
Hey, you know what? I'm confident in the team. If they can split with Kirk Cousins and terrible Mike Zimmer the last 2 years, get a good coach in there, they'll figure it out.
I think that's the first time I've heard you call Mike Zimmer terrible.
Dude, the more you hear, the worse it gets. not telling your right tackle that protects your quarterback hey in the morning, like, dude, do you just wake up and drink like lead? What's wrong with you?
Well, we had heard that he didn't even lead the team meetings.
I don't
Adam
understand that. You're the head coach.
Like Adam and I had said, well, then who was leading it?
Right?
Like, what are you? That's your job. You're the head coach.
Clint, I would absolutely die for that, but there's no way they get rid of Minka Fitzpatrick. There's no way. But yes, I like where your head's at. That would be incredible.
I ate all my cookies. I'm sad.
I know. I plowed through that double-decker fudge round, and we've been on here for 45 minutes already.
Not great.
45 minutes already.
And the Panthers pick is in. So as soon as we get back from commercial, should get that pick. And I still think it might be a quarterback.
Adam, at first I thought you were a little nuts when you had Minnesota mocked as a wide receiver. But the way this draft is shaping up already, you could be right. I could see if Minnesota has who they feel to be one of the top 3 wide receivers available for them at number 12. We're talking about adding another big weapon for this offense. Hey, it makes sense.
Boom. I do have the spinach dip next. The spinach dip to go with my bowls with a Z. And the L's a cactus.
I like that. With my Kirk Cousins voice.
You got to crack when you say it. You like that.
You like that?
You like that.
I melted down a little
Andrew.
bit when people picked Barr because I didn't understand the fit. I still don't really understand the fit, but okay.
I will be perfectly honest. I didn't know who Anthony Barr was when we drafted him. Because
Dude, I went up to the draft party, like I was telling you before, with that guy, the Nick Cattle show, and did a live draft party. You go up and represent your team. There's not a Minnesota Viking fan in Virginia anywhere but me. And I'm like, it's CJ Mosley. Hammer it. Let's go. And I was like, shit, I picked the wrong linebacker.
Do you at least get half the credit
draft?
for the for the position?
No, because you have to pick the exact player. But I stayed for the entire draft, and he goes, "Why are you here, man? It's like pick 20. Johnny Manziel's gone. All these things." He goes, "What are you doing?" It's like, "We're going to trade up and get Teddy Bridgewater." He goes, "No, you're not." I said, "Absolutely, we're not going to start with Matt Castle again." It's like it's a new coach. Get him, get his guy. Got that right. Got the free little bucket of swag, and I was like, "Well, this makes up for that horrible pick I made 9th overall." Yeah, I thought it was going to be CJ Mosley. I had to look him up.
Kenny
To see who
Pickett's
he was
girlfriend
now.
there looks so uninterested, just playing on her phone.
Oh, Anthony Barr wasn't a terrible pick for the Vikings.
No,
I actually
one of the better
quite
ones, actually.
Right, I actually quite liked his time in Minnesota. I do think that he was probably a more natural in a 3-4 defense, like what we were currently running. I wish I could have seen him used like in his prime in this one, but I liked Anthony Barr. He had a lot of good plays for Minnesota.
I like him too. There was not a lot of nonsense. And I love that he also, like Kirk Cousins, didn't he turn down the Jets too?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck the Jets.
He turned them down at like the last minute.
That's
we
so
all
funny.
Thought that we all thought he went there, and then he was like,
Is that
nah.
Samantha Ponder?
Where?
On the ABC brought Jesus. Good Christian Ponder. Round of applause, dude. Holy crap.
Panthers grabbed the
God,
first
she's better
offensive
than-
tackle. Ikeem
Who'd they
Ekwonu.
take?
The NC State tackle?
Yes, sir. Oh, what do you want, huh?
Okay. You know, this is what I was talking about. This is a quarterback needy team, and if you don't feel like you have like your long-term solution in front of you, I don't think you try to force it. You go with the tackle, you go with the offensive lineman, and you address the quarterback next year.
So does this run offensive tackles now?
We're going to do a run on offensive tackles, then the wide receivers are going to go, and Kyle Hamilton's going to follow us at 12.
That'd be pretty amazing.
I would love that. I would also love if Drake London gets called at 12. I would like that a lot too.
How about Williams or Wilson? All three of them.
Jameson Williams. Dude, truthfully, I don't care. All these wide receivers are good. They're all good. What do you find the one that you want? You think you can do the most with? That's the thing too. We're going to talk about wide receivers. You don't want one that has just one really. You don't want him to be amazing at one thing. I want him to do everything. Can you line up in the slot? Can you line up on the outside? Do it all.
I don't think the Vikings will draft a guard in the first few rounds. Not after what they did in free agency. I don't think they will. Yeah,
I
this
like
tape on Ekwonu looks real good.
I like it a lot. They're showing all what he did growing up, his job. Icky.
Some real nice pancakes.
Where's he from?
If there's one thing I love, it's pancakes.
Pancakes are good. Adam, I have to ask you this. I think I know the answer, but I feel like I need to ask you anyways. I like that artificial, terrible for your arteries strawberry syrup. Are you an artificial syrup guy in any way and what flavor? Or are you strictly traditional?
Okay, here's the thing. I know a lot of people like the chocolate syrup, chocolate chips, all this kind of stuff. I like putting marmalade on my pancakes.
That's a solid answer.
I think marmalade is severely underrated in today's society.
Only the hottest takes here on the Purple People podcast. Underrated marmalade. That's going to be the name of the next episode.
Hey, Smith, how do I share a photo with the the live stream?
Oh yeah, pancakes over waffles every day.
I would agree with
Unless
that.
you're counting the Belgian waffles with all the sweets and candies on it. That's more of a dessert than a breakfast, though.
All right, Kyle. So this has to be in your browser, okay? So if it's on your browser, make sure it's there in one of your tabs.
Yeah.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? So as long as it's one of your browser tabs, you're going to go down to the middle of our thing down here at the bottom that says share. When you click on share, first thing at the very bottom of share says share screen. You're going to click on that, and then you can pick a tab. I go all the way to the right and pick whatever tab it is, and then you can show all of our viewers.
So do the Giants go Evan Neal or Garrett Wilson?
Or
Jermaine Johnson?
Yeah, he's been mocked too. He left Georgia, went to Florida State, and still was very productive. That's a ballsy move.
That person in the crowd really wants Evan Neal. They already have a nameplate for their jersey.
Clint got it. Lady Marmalade. There we go. Peanut butter and maple syrup. That's a good combo. It's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Matt says, anyone ever try the Buddy the Elf meal? Syrup over spaghetti noodles.
No,
I have not, but I would.
I am very picky with my noodles. I can't do a lot of stuff with creativity with noodles. The texture of the things together just don't work for me.
I'll jump on that grenade for you guys. Matt, have you ever tried that? Is that what you're asking? Is it good?
I also really don't like the movie Elf.
There's a couple of good highlights in it, but it's not my favorite Will Ferrell film. I'll say that.
And I like Zooey Deschanel, so, I mean.
Look at Brian
there's
Daboll
Evan
in the
Neal.
back there.
Boom. These offensive tackles are going.
They took 2 tackles.
Evan Neal's off the board now.
Who did they take at 5?
I don't know. I was asleep.
I forgot.
I was too mad about the corners going off the board.
All right, I got to see this.
Well, I can't get it to work, but I found a really cool photo of the Vikings draft room right now. It's interesting to see our new head coach and general manager for the first time in the draft room. I like that.
Yeah, they shared those over on the Vikings website like a week ago,
Yeah.
some of them.
Yep.
And it was really weird because they were separated and they weren't looking at each other. It was odd.
Well, they are a lot closer this time around. Hey, I tell you what, I believe in Kwesi. I think he's going to do good things for this team. I really do. He has the right mentality. He strikes me as the kind of leader that can listen to the people around him and really build what's best for this team.
Okay, so we got the Falcons on the clock now. And honestly, they could do just about anything because like their quarterback position right now, not great. We don't know the future of Calvin Ridley at this point. Their defense has been garbage for years. Their offensive line has some holes. This could be absolutely anything.
Kyle, is this what you're trying to share?
No, let me send it to you in the chat room.
Okay. Matt, Kyle Turley, why does that name sound familiar?
Don't let Smith share stuff. He'll end up posting like NXT wrestlers or something.
You know which one I'm talking about. You see the guy. You guys see Falcons fans wearing the paper bag mask?
Oh, no.
No. Clint.
With all the
No, I
talent
didn't
and
see
good
that.
players they've had over the years, I don't know how the Falcons haven't been a better organization.
Hey, we can say it, and it's not cliche. They haven't been the same since 28-3. It's a slow decline. They went to the
That
playoffs.
is quite a ways in the
Eagles
future.
beat them.
28-03. And the Vikings still haven't been back to the Super Bowl.
Oh, God. I put that in our Nashville chat today with my former coworkers there. They had a picture on Facebook, which was really cool, that shared every Super Bowl ring, like the actual rings that the teams got. They said, guys,
Yeah.
I can't find the Vikings Super Bowl ring. And then I waited, and I was like, self-burn for the win, because now you guys can't. 48-inch split box jump. That would be the day that I absolutely ripped my hamstring off the bone. Never walked the same. And this man's 80 pounds heavier than me, and he's doing it with ease. Cool. Genetics, folks. Those are wonderful.
To whoever is the one soul watching me over on Twitch, you're the real MVP.
God bless you.
But the Falcons pick is in.
Wait, why is Calvin Ridley suspended?
For betting on games.
Yeah, he bet on games.
Oh, that's right. Man, it's such a crazy off season. You forget everything that's happened.
And he took that time off for mental health, too. So
Yeah.
even if he
I
can return, I don't know if he will be able to.
I think that's bullshit that they suspended him. You know that? Like, he didn't bet on games that he was in.
But he does have
This
inside
just
knowledge
in,
for them.
Kyle West supports Pete Rose.
Yeah, I do. He's fine.
Seattle at 9 could get Russell Wilson Jr. if they wanted to.
But it's the first round, not the third, Adam.
He's just a little more expensive this time.
I still can't believe that you trade Russell Wilson and convince yourself that we got better as an organization for doing that.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, we got Drew Lock.
They have to be the front runners because of Sam Darnold's contract in Carolina. Seattle have to be the front runners.
Worst case scenario here would be Hamilton.
There's no reason. My buddy James.
And
shout out to my buddy
Smith's
James.
going to be sad.
It's Kyle Hamilton, isn't it?
There goes Drake London.
Okay. Damn, they're going for firepower in Atlanta. I like that. They're going to get a quarterback in the next couple of years. Have a perennial tight end and a really good receiver there.
He is so tall and lean.
He's just got a big catch radius, man. He's 50-50 ball all day. Like, chuck it up and I'll figure it out.
Back when they used to just toss it up to Rudy, huh? Rudy had that big catch radius as a former basketball player, tall guy. I still look at that picture I took with Kyle Rudolph and think, I'm not small. That guy is large.
I have a photo
large
of Kyle
individual.
Rudolph as well, too, Adam. And I look like a hobbit standing next to him. Legit, I'm up to his waistline. No joke, when I shook his hand, the palm of his hand was from my fingers to the bottom of my wrist. Ginormous.
NFL comparison, Vincent Jackson. Haven't thought about him in a while. But yeah, he could win contested catches.
I was always a fan of Vincent Jackson. I liked him quite a bit.
And here's the thing. That's what I was saying when I picked him to do my prospect coverage on one of our shows recently. Adam, I don't think you were with us that week.
I was.
Oh, you were? Yeah. Dude, I don't know who the quarterback is from USC. That's a big school. And this kid just out there. The great thing that I like about him is if your quarterback throws a shitty ball, he'll jump in front of the corner. He'd be like, well, either I'm going to catch this in my chest or you're going to watch me drop it. You're not going to get which I love that. Matt, I'm with you. I think betting should be allowed unless there's proof you're betting on games. Yeah. Who cares? Well, here's the thing, and I don't want them to go this far because it's totally imposing on people's freedoms and shit, which I don't like. But if that's the case, they could jump in and be like, well, you shouldn't play fantasy football either. It's really dumb what they choose to get upset about. It's really weird. Meanwhile, you can beat the shit out of your girlfriend and you'll get 2 games. That's funny. Weird how that works.
Definitely not funny, but
no,
terrible.
Not the subject matter being funny. I think it's funny how jaded they are. They can't figure that out. It's like, wait a minute. This guy knocked a woman in the face and he gets 3 games, but this guy made a bet and you suspended him for a year? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the morality police. First wide receiver gone at 8. Seattle is 9, so the Vikings are getting closer.
Washington's going to steal Hamilton. This is not working out ideally.
Panic. Everybody panic. Exactly. There you go.
Who was the receiver from Cleveland that kept getting suspended for smoking
Josh
weed?
Gordon led the league in 2013 or 14 in receiving
And
yards.
just think, now
Passed
the
out
NFL
in a Taco Bell drive-thru. We remembered that
Right.
show.
Right. And now the NFL's like, you smoke weed. Who cares? I feel so bad for him. Dude could have been a superstar. Should have been a superstar. Yeah. It's
Yep.
ridiculous, man. At this point, the NFL will be like, we will give you weed if you don't talk about concussions. Don't do
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
4 minutes left on the clock for Seattle.
Hurry up,
can't-
Seattle. Jesus.
I can't believe how fast this draft is going, though. You know what?
For us
We're
being at
flying
12,
through.
for us to be at 12, I expected us to make the pick around the 1 hour 45 minute mark, but we're just
Right.
over an hour at the show. So
So
that is wild.
will Minnesota trade back into the first round?
I hope so. God, I hope so. If Kyle Hamilton gets gone in the next 4 picks, please trade back.
You know what? I really thought we would see more trades than this in the top 10. I'm surprised that teams are kind of just staying put.
The value isn't really there, aside from if a team wanted to move up for a corner. That was the only real way that was going to happen. But still, I mean, there's still some really good corners out there, just not ones I don't think you'd want in the top 15.
It's interesting when you don't have 4 or 5 quarterbacks who are your consensus top 10, top 15 guys that you're going to go for, and what that does to the draft. Because when you've got 2 or 3 quarterbacks that teams are looking for, you see all that movement, and this year you don't. It makes it fun to watch in that way.
Oof.
Seattle, hurry up.
The pick is in. And now we got to wait for a commercial break, which is a perfect time to open some spinach dip. There's the IHOP commercial.
When does Buffalo pick? Like 22?
I don't know. 25.
I can tell you. Hold on.
It just scrolled on my screen.
There you go.
My friend Samantha wants to know when Breece Hall is going to be drafted, and I'm telling her Buffalo.
He's think such a good fit for that team.
That's the best
Scott
fit
Hall?
for Buffalo, man.
R.I.P.
Scott Hall. I forgot.
Schwab. He said, "Yo, PPPs, you PPs." Yeah, love a good PP joke. What's up, Scott?
Time to open the bowls.
Hey, I'm gonna be that guy and do the cringe thing here. Can you guys, whatever you're watching on, can you go hit the like button or hit the heart if you're on Facebook watching live? I went on just now and liked the YouTube video and the Facebook stream just to pump up some numbers for us. That would be wonderful. I appreciate that a lot if you do that for us.
YouTube needs a middle finger response. Be like, I
yes, so they can flip me off and tell me to go F myself.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, no, Hamilton is not yet. Scott, it's just been chaos. The Texans took Stingley at 3. Like, what? The Giants took Thibodeau at 5 and then a tackle at 7. Atlanta took the first receiver just now. We're waiting on Seattle to pick. So we're hoping Kyle Hamilton or bust. I really hope they don't go after a McDuffie or a Booth at 12. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but I wouldn't be in love with it either.
I'm 7 seconds ahead of NFL? How is that? That doesn't even make sense.
There's my friend Samantha. Hey, Sam. How's it going? Thanks for joining up and listening. She's pretty cool, but she's a Green Bay Packers fan, so you all are allowed to roast her for that. Every now and then, though, I'll get her to post. Every now and then, I'll get her to put on like a Vikings hat or something and post for a photo with it. So
we're not going to roast you. Fun fact, you just channeled a memory that I had completely forgotten because
it went no memories of roasting humans. Not even with potatoes or greens or no.
You just made me think of something that I dumped out of my brain the moment it happened. I was standing at the podium at work the other day and I have a Vikings lanyard and a kid in a Green Bay jacket walked by and he's like, "I don't like you." And I was like, okay.
Charles Cross, offensive tackle, Mississippi State. It's a pick for Seattle.
Woo! Okay, that's actually a smart pick from Seattle. Good for you guys.
Their offensive line has been trash.
Hey, the Jets have to go wide receiver here, yeah? Do they need it? They have Jamal. Oh, they don't have Jamal Adams. They traded him. Shit! They could go after Hamilton.
Imagine if they gave Russell Wilson an offensive line.
And didn't. Oh, man. Or a good offensive coordinator. What was the guy that used to be in Minnesota that was their OC for a couple of years?
Darrell Bevel.
Darrell Bevel? Ugh.
Yeah.
Just gross. Ugh.
This is some pretty crazy blocking highlights we're seeing here from Cross. Lots of punch. Lots of holding the jersey, too. That they definitely didn't circle on that post.
Highest rated offensive line signee in Mississippi State history.
Boom.
Nickname Sweet Feet. That's cool. I like that.
That's a sweet nickname.
Once again, Jets could be anything here.
Take a wide receiver. You need weapons because I can't name a wide receiver on the Jets right now. You need a weapon for that little quarterback you got last year. He's not little, he's a tall individual, but
I would be hard pressed to name 5 players on the Jets right now.
Zach Wilson.
Okay.
Oh, my computer didn't freeze. I don't know anymore after that.
I assumed you were still naming them when it was frozen.
Mm-mm. Nope. Scott Schwab, you are the real MVP. Putting in all these rankings here.
We have
Number here are the ranks available.
10 for the Jets, 11 for the Commanders, and the Vikings are at 12.
Don't
Never,
say Commanders.
Never saying Commanders. Never.
Don't.
Adam, you're such a good sport. I love when you get to see the parents and how emotional they get. That's a good day for them. Watching your kids succeed and do well is so much fun. Speaking of children, I'm buying my son a drum kit for his birthday, so that's going to be fun.
Is it going to be at your house or what?
It's not. That's the best part.
Oh no!
But I checked with Mom. I said, "Hey, look, this is an electronic drum set. It has headphones. It'll be like he's playing on a pillow in his room. Cool." And she's like, "I'm going to hate this, but we have to. Yeah, we have to do that."
That's cool, though.
He loves music. It's so cool.
I wonder where he gets that from. I couldn't
Dude,
possibly imagine.
I secretly for his entire life up to this point have been rooting for him to want to play a guitar. He has a ukulele, a guitar, and I was just, I'll buy you a
got
drum
it from
set.
watching Doja Cat.
Watching what?
Doja Cat.
What the hell's that?
Yeah. What the hell kind of cat is that? Every
Jets
time I
pick is
visit
in.
him. Uh-oh. Here it is. Scott's got it. Washington.
Washington.
That's all
Piper
the people
seems to
where I
think-
live.
This will be a
Yeah.
receiver.
Same
That's what
here,
Piper
Smith.
thinks.
Do you want some ranch dressing with that Washington?
Here we go. You know what drummers and groupies have in common? STDs? I don't know. Something about a stick. John
Something
Young,
about
what's up,
banging
dude?
skins.
They like to hang out with musicians. That's hilarious. I've never heard that, Andrew. That is funny as shit.
I was totally with the banging skins, so I'm wrong.
That was a good one too, Adam. I didn't quite go that dirty. That's good though. I'm gonna say either Jamison Williams or Garrett Wilson from Ohio State for the Jets. I'm gonna say Garrett Wilson. And I'm behind. They are still interviewing.
Here comes the commish.
John wants Christian Watson. Let me look him up real fast. It's not ringing a bell. So I'm a terrible person.
Garrett Wilson, you are right, Smith.
There we go.
The Ohio State receiver goes off the board at 10. Only the Commanders now before the Vikings go on the clock.
I see you up here, John. North Dakota State Bison wide receiver. All right.
Bison.
Washington Foreskins. The football team. They're forever going to be the football team now that we don't say the other thing. And I'm never going to call them the Commanders. They drop the ball, and that's a heavy L for them. All right, Washington, don't fuck this up for us. God, I'm going to be so pissed if they take Hamilton.
Okay, so the Washington football team here They do have a quarterback, kind of.
They do. He is. I think he's broken, but they have one.
Technically.
He's not the worst quarterback in the league. We'll say
No.
that.
Well,
he has playability, but God, he has that switch where he goes, I wonder which one's going to show up today.
He's above Biscuit.
He is above the biscuit.
He potentially could improve.
He's got a great frame too. If you're looking for size, like if just starting at physical frame, he's got a Herbert type frame. Really tall, big dude, can move around. He's very mobile. I watched him play the Falcons when he was an Eagle one night. I forget what it was. I think I was working somewhere. It was definitely in a hotel, and I watched him dink and dunk under some linemen, and it was crazy. He looked really good that game, and literally the next week they were on, and it looked like he was in practice, and it was his first day with the team. And
this is where Hamilton could come off the clock, or come off the board for Minnesota, and leave them in a pretty rough place.
John Young thinks that Christian Watson, wide receiver out of North Dakota State, is Adam Thielen 2.0. All right. So what round, John, would you say? I'm assuming you're not thinking the first. Here we go. What if Kwesi is?
Has been a trade, folks.
Uh-oh.
Washington has traded with the Saints to move up to number 11.
They're getting a quarterback. Go get a quarterback. You don't trade up like this unless you're getting a quarterback, right?
But Minnesota wouldn't draft a quarterback. Houston wouldn't draft a quarterback. Moving up to 11 to get a quarterback doesn't make a lot of sense.
They're going to get a wide receiver?
Why did the trade happen when I was away from my computer for a second? The
Saints moved up. They're not going to get that safety.
They might be getting Hamilton.
They better fucking not.
It has to be Pickett.
Adam makes a good point, though. Minnesota and Houston probably aren't taking a quarterback, so they could have waited.
No, but I tell you what, if they think someone else is jumping up in front of them.
That's a good point. They have the ammunition to do that. Third would be good.
I would not be upset if Minnesota traded back, especially if 11 here is Hamilton. If Minnesota trades back then, I have heard some rumors that the Cowboys have been trying to move up with Minnesota.
You have?
So, yeah, I would not feel bad at all if Minnesota does trade down, get a little bit more draft capital, as long as it's not multiple late rounders and it's some substantial earlier picks. I'm cool with it. But moving up for a 2, 6th, and a 7th, no. No, you can't trade back for that. This is concerning, though, because I have no idea what the Saints would be looking at. Kind of a scary situation.
Is the pick in, Adam? Has it came across your board yet?
Nope, I still got 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. But since they traded up, they should know what they want.
I don't know about you guys, but I dislike the Saints more than I dislike the Packers.
Yep, I'm with you.
Yep.
So I retweeted it the other day. I believe, I don't know if Adam saw it. I know Kyle did. I've got a couple of Viking followers now just through the interwebs of how Twitter works and your algorithm and stuff. And they asked, what's the most heartbreaking loss? And being an earlier,
it's
09. That would have been such an entertaining game against Peyton and the Colts. And I feel like Favre bringing it would have just been awesome. But I fucking hate the Saints so much for that Bounty Gate bullshit. Greg Williams can go eat a dick.
Oh, yeah. And the skull chant. Bullshit, yeah.
Oh. If they get past that, if they get past that Saints team, that's a Super Bowl winning team.
You had everything. You had the electrifying rookie that played in the slot, kick returner. You had AP coming into his own. You had Sidney Rice, who was just otherworldly with Brett Favre.
Yeah, because
you had a great defense, man. God, what a good
Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin was like, what, Rookie of the Year?
He was very good.
The scariest thing I think that New Orleans could do, that big defensive tackle.
Oh, Jordan Davis?
I think that's the scariest thing they could do right now for their franchise.
You got to remember, too, Adam, it's a good point. I agree with you. You got to remember they are going to do They're going to be different this year. They do not have Aidan as their head coach. There's going to be a change there. And I think they stuck with Jameis Winston at quarterback. Am I wrong about that? Didn't he stay with New Orleans?
No, they did. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He is in New Orleans.
You're going to roll the dice there, man. He's going to turn the ball over. So,
Okay, so
very,
the Saints
very
traded
interesting.
16, a third rounder, and a fourth rounder for 11.
Oh boy.
I just
Well,
don't see- the more I
is
talk
in.
about it now, I don't see a quarterback being worth that much here.
So I forgot too. They don't have Sean Payton anymore.
They do not.
Yeah, that's right. He fucking quit on him.
Their franchise is going to look different.
Drew Brees retired, and he said, "Fuck that."
This coaching
You gave me.
shit's
You went
hard.
from
I ain't
Drew
gonna-
Brees to Jameis. I'm out.
This coaching
has to
shit's
be
hard.
Hamilton,
I ain't
right?
gonna do that.
I mean, I guess.
But it's weird that the team would trade up when other teams didn't see the value in a safety.
And he fell. That's the thing.
Are they
He fell a lot
paranoid
of
because
the
of the
time.
wide receiver role? And because they can't trust Slant Boy?
That's a good haul for Washington.
It is.
It really is.
For a team rebuilding, they did pretty well.
When you guys know what it is, let us know. I'm still waiting to get some kind of sneak preview.
Oh, I will let you know. He's walking out on stage. Right, meow.
Right, meow. They're going to take that damn safety right in front of us. I swear. Son of a bitch. I can feel it in my bones.
Andrew in the chat. Percy knew how to throw weight. It was at
Well-
Brad Childress, so that's okay.
And here's the pick. Chris Olave.
What? Dude, he would have been there when you had your pick. Go get Kyle Hamilton. Let's go.
Here
Go
it is.
get him. Oh, please draft Harrison Smith's replacement. Oh, my God.
Him and Harrison in that defense for a few years. Be amazing.
Stuff can bind them. They could play
What?
3 safeties sometime on the field. He could play that nickel role. Let's go get him. Go now.
Saints panicked with those receivers coming off.
You know, if that's the pick by Minnesota, it's interesting because that's probably what Rick Spielman would have drafted.
Really? You
Possibly,
think?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
John says we're about to trade back. Then I'd be mad. Then I would absolutely be mad.
Whew.
Isn't this crazy, guys? I just want to take this moment in and just like explain it out in layman terms just because it's fun for me. We wait one day a year for one moment on certain days for like the Super Bowl, for Christmas, for your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
We do this every day for the draft, every year for the draft. This is so funny. But here I am like an addict, like shoot it in my veins right now. This is so fun.
It's so much fun.
Damn, I cannot believe they went up to their wide receiver. Jameis Williams was talked about to be the best receiver in the draft.
Right?
That's wild.
Olave, yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Tony Gonzalez is up there. There's Chief. There's somebody up there with the Chargers.
There's
For the
somebody up
Saints
there with a
pick.
really bruised forehead. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a receiver for Minnesota, just because they want to make that statement.
Kevin O'Connell, it's your first pick as the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. You're an offensive-minded coach. What are you going to do? You're going to
You
add
go get a
that big
safety.
old you're going to add that big old weapon. To
Oh,
go
God.
Justin Jefferson.
They
What are
traded.
you O'Godden about?
The Vikings have traded back.
Oh, here we go.
We're going to be here all
Here we
night,
go.
fellas.
What'd we get? What did we get?
I don't know, but this is
John,
They better-
you called it, bud.
they better have gotten a haul for this trade.
What are we fucking trading back?
All right, here we go. I'm mad now. I'm real mad.
Minnesota will be on the clock at number 32.
No
No
way. No way.
way. What?
Are you kidding?
Wish I was.
We traded with Detroit.
What?
Tell me you're kidding, man. 32.
I am not kidding.
Fucking Christ. It's 9:30. I wanted to go to bed at 11. Damn it. All right, we're locked in, people.
Everybody settle in, get your snacks. This is going to be a long night.
I'm going to have to go get a refill.
Let me go get some more pizza.
I am really interested to see what this trade is.
What?
If they moved up that far, we got a lot of picks.
Minnesota trades pick to Detroit. But for what? This had to have been
believe they went back
an insane amount.
I cannot believe they're going to get a quarterback.
Malik Willis.
ESPN has this all messed up on their screen. They still have the Vikings pick is in, but they have Detroit on their board. I know it's Detroit, but it just... What is this trade? Okay, 12 and 46 for 32, 34, and 66.
Yeah, I see that on Twitter. 32, 34, and 66 with Detroit.
That's not bad. So now Minnesota has the last pick in the first round. And 3 second rounders? No, just 2. Just 2.
Second, 2/3.
I see what they're doing. And with the top corners off the board,
we're going to get value, boys. I'm back on the train.
Twitter not happy.
Twitter is not happy.
They're going to be so mad.
Listen to this comment. Listen to this comment. This guy says, Vikings letting a division opponent trade for a quarterback. You idiots will never get it right at Minnesota Vikings.
It's a quarterback? That's before me.
Malik Willis, Detroit Lion. Let's go.
Are they grabbing Malik Willis?
I have no
they
idea.
Should. If that's the one, if that's a quarterback you're going to go for in this draft, you got to go after him.
I like Pickett more than Willis.
That's not the package I wanted for this, but at least it's like second rounders instead of 6th and 7th.
Correct.
This is all about value, Jonathan. I know you're probably frustrated, but they might only have a first round grade on 16 guys, and they weren't going to get the one they needed. Now you'll get a one at the end of the first round you could get for his 5th-year option or whatever, and you have extra ammo to trade back up if somebody falls.
What happens when we trade back into the second round and just don't have a first round pick?
See, this is why I got to wait for the whole draft to shake out, because if they come out with 2 like quality corners and like a sneaky wide receiver or something like that, they're gonna be like, "Hey, we knew what we were doing. You can shut the fuck up now."
Remember last year when we were like, "Oh my God, this is the best draft class the Vikings have ever had." You never
Clint's
know.
absolutely right. Houston will absolutely take Hamilton. They have a glaring need at safety.
They will be happy taking him as well.
Malik Willis to Detroit. Announce it. Let's go.
Benjamin Albright says Detroit fleeced Minnesota.
Okay. Detroit's never fleeced anyone, anytime, anywhere. Like, what are y'all talking about? Okay.
People are like, they didn't even get a first. Well, 34 is almost a first.
Well, you got 32 as well, so they did get a first.
Well, they gave up a first, so that's kind of like the swap there.
You just swapped, and yeah, 34 is basically it. When I was talking about trading back with the Chargers earlier, all I wanted was a third. Oh, God, people are dumb.
And 2022. Why'd they add 2022? That's this year. You don't need to add the year. It's this year.
I'm just butthurt I have to stay up later now. I'm so old. I was ready to just bask in the glory of something here. John says, guys, I just realized we have at least 2 hours to wait now. I'm so mad.
We really do.
I agree with Andrew. 20 slots is a lot to trade back.
Yeah, but there are going to be people that are going to fall.
Wide receiver, Alabama. Now he's got Jared Goff throwing him the football.
Goff's not awful either. We're making fun of him.
Not good.
He's with that.
No,
Wentz
he's
category
no,
too.
he's awful. You can say he's awful. It's okay.
He needs a lot of talent around him to succeed.
He's shit.
With what he had around him with the Rams and couldn't get things done, that's unbelievable. Matt Stafford goes there in his first year and just wins a championship. That's stupid. Yeah, Vikings Twitter not happy. Not happy whatsoever. I also think the Vikings could have gotten more, but I also think they didn't see the value in selecting where they were. Which
my
is kind
buddy
of crazy.
James from Cali
value.
says he's a big Bears fan. He goes, wow, he's a stud, but 3 picks for that guy? Okay.
Eagles pick is in. Eagles are not wasting any time.
Wait, where's Houston?
Houston's at 15 now. Because they swapped.
Huh. I thought they were right after us.
They were. They swapped.
With who?
The Eagles in Houston.
Oh, they traded.
Yes.
When did they do that? Just now?
Probably about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. I was like, wait, 13 was definitely Houston. Okay. Michael, thank you for joining us.
On my board, I did get number 12 right, by the way. I get credit for that.
Well, the Vikings trading back?
For the mock draft I sent you guys for every number.
Oh, you did say Jameson Williams. Yes, you did.
Was Twitter ever happy with the Vikings? Good point.
Hey, that is an excellent point.
So now we can kind of relax again.
Yeah, sit back.
It all depends on who Minnesota ultimately drafts with those picks. It could end up looking like a really good value with it.
I still think a team's going to try to trade in at the end of the first to get a quarterback. And if Minnesota does that and trades out of the first round, the Vikings fans are going to be fuming.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to be very
they'll probably get good value for it if they do. So
they will. The problem is if you have a player that you love that you want to get a 5th-year option on, that's the thing. That's the whole point. I mean, they did it with Bridgewater 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So 8 years ago. Shit, that was a long time ago.
So that begs the question, who did this team covet that was not available that got drafted prior to the Vikings that they thought was going to be there?
I have no idea.
I think it was Derek Stingley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what I think.
I think that jacked the board all up.
Yep.
So did any Vikings mock drafts get it right?
Nope. Not a one of us.
As I said
That's
before,
wild too.
If the Vikings do end up taking a corner a little later, don't be shocked if it's Elam.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Still can't believe Stingley and Gardner going at the top. Oh, thanks, Vikings. Vikings alert now. The Vikings trade out of 12th pick. Great. Thanks. The Vikings will now pick at 32. Does anyone have the trade chart? Tell me the value. If you guys work it out. Because I'm not doing it. I'm too lazy.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. No. So the Vikings traded out of 12, went to 32. They got the 34th pick.
32, 34.
Yeah, 32, 34,
66.
and then another what?
And 66.
66. Okay. It's not bad.
And they gave up, what, 44? Whatever their pick was in the second?
46, yeah.
46.
Well, I'm going to take a quick break. I got to go pee. I will be right back.
Oh, yeah, take your break.
Yep.
Hey, don't jump in my bag of chips, cat. Do you see this bag? Does it say Bernie Cat on it? Freaking cat.
My ex-wife's texting me right now. Big Vikings fan. She goes, "What the fuck just happened?"
He's a Vikings fan too?
Ex-wife was? Yeah, that was one of the big reasons we were together, man. From
Nice.
Minnesota. From old Farmington, Minnesota.
Ooh.
That was one of my fun trips up there. I went to visit, I think it was the beginning of 2014, right before they started.
Go to Pizza Ranch? What's wrong with you?
No, I went to the Metrodome before they bulldozed it, and I stood in front of it, and I was like, "This is my church." And then they tore it down.
Oh man, I'm
flabbergasted.
not sure how to feel about all this tonight.
I am flabbergasted that they traded that far back, but I am willing to stick this out. We all need to remember and realize that we have to see what the plan is, because if they end up stealing a bunch of good, talented players, there's going to be some first-round graded guys that fall in the second. That always happens.
Oh, for
value
so you're
could be
wondering
there. I'm
who
really
is
interested
asleep
to
right
see.
now in the chair. He is still on the top of the chair, just asleep in. He loves it right there. Okay, so the Eagles traded 13 for 15, a fourth, and 2 fifths. See, that's the kind of trash trade I was talking about. Not that fourths and fifths are bad, but they don't have the kind of value that seconds do.
No. Andrew's right. Adam did say big with an E.
Big.
Big. All right, this pick is taking for freaking ever, man. Hurry up.
So they're going to go receiver too? Why not?
I think so. Who's still on the board? Who's a good
Hamilton?
receiver that's still on the board?
You can catch footballs.
He can. Oh, there's Ice Cube. That's a person that I would like to hear.
Yeah, he got up on the stage before the show.
That's cool.
You got Chris Angel. I got Ice. Fair, right?
He's on my stuff now. That's cool. Kirk Herbstreit. I know that guy's face from somewhere. I don't know who these people are. Oh, damn it, guys. We got a long way to go. Oh, this is frustrating. I'm interested.
With all the studying I did on the early picks in this draft, the later picks, not as much. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I want to give a shout out to Carl Eller. I know I wore the shirt already, but I got the shirt from his website, and he signed it. And I'm really a big fan of this. Big fan of the shirt. But Adam, yeah, let's talk about that a little more. You said with the trade that happened just now, that's something that you didn't want the Vikings to do, and I think it needs to be emphasized. You don't want to get these 4th, 5th, 6th round picks. Those guys have a very slim chance of making the team. Kirk Cousins said it on the Pat McAfee show. He goes, when his first year, he didn't realize what the NFL really was. He's like, "Hey, am I guaranteed a roster spot?" And the guy said, "When were you drafted?" the 4th round, yeah, you basically are gifted a year, and that's it. Then if you don't get better, they're going to cut you. So
It's true.
I'd rather get a guy that I know is probably going to make the team and probably going to stay on the team.
Eagle select.
Kyle, you missed it.
What happened?
There goes
Vikings
Jordan Davis.
The Vikings traded back up.
What happened?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck you. don't do that to me. God damn it.
So they got Jordan Davis, athletic freak.
Who did? Philly?
From Georgia. The Philly did.
Philly sure did. A player a lot of
Kyle,
Vikings fans wanted. His red striped suit is interesting.
I like it.
Adam made a great point, Kyle, while you were gone. The Texans trade with the Eagles. It was a couple, like a 4th and a 5th or something like that. That's the thing you wanted to avoid gaining. Houston didn't gain a lot out of that, moving back 2 spots.
Right.
And I don't know who Baltimore is going to select. They are a defense-heavy team. They are known for their defense. They get
The pick
safety.
is in.
Wow. Okay, so maybe we won't have to wait quite as long as we thought. Andrew liked my joke. That was a jerk. That was a jerk move of mine. Sorry about that. That is an interesting suit, Adam.
The red stripe, it looks good. A plain suit is classic, but to do a small thing to make it look unique and fresh, I'm for that.
Well, he's a Georgia Bulldog, too. Those are good Bulldog colors. That's cool. I like that. That's a big person, too.
I was just going to say, he
is
looks
a large
like a defensive
human
tackle. That looks like a defensive tackle.
It's a big boy. Wow.
Yeah.
He could have number 9999 jersey on the front and it would all fit.
Yeah.
First one to have his first and last name on the back, and you can still read it. God, that's awesome. Is that Judge Dredd? These are so good. Jonathan, yes, this is what we're talking about. This is, if you're going to acquire picks, do it in the 2nd and 3rd rounds. That's where you find starters. Shit, the Vikings could walk away with God, who knows what, man. They could get an edge rusher in the 2nd, a corner, a safety, a wide receiver they need.
They could grab that injured pass rusher from Michigan. They could grab Elam. These are players that are going to be there when the Vikings are on the clock.
So, Cliff, are you making a joke at the stuff we saw on Twitter where they were making fun of the initials? Because if you are, this is amazing. I have to make sure. People are getting pissed off about calling Kevin O'Connell like KOC. People are getting pissed off that they won't say Kwesi Adofo-Mensah.
Nobody wants to be called cock.
You don't know that. You don't know my kinks. Don't yell at me. That's so funny, though, Cliff. That's so hilarious. Fire Cam. That's already happening on Twitter. I don't even have to get on to tell you that. They're like, this guy sucks.
We love him. He's an analytics guy. He does an analytical move. This guy sucks. I am not on the Linderbaum train. I'm not on it.
Yeah, he's the same size as Bradbury. I don't like it.
Elam, I'm good with that.
Good with that. I like Christian Watson. I love that you're pounding the table for Christian Watson. I am there for it. Here's what I think, John. We ride it out with Bradbury this year. They didn't pick up the 5th year. You figure out the center position later. They didn't go get J.C. Treader because I was like, why didn't that happen? And they said, well, yeah, his knees have been replaced. You don't that guy. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Maybe you can find a different one this year. But hey, if you're pounding the table for Christian Watson, I like it. I'm here for that. Cliff, you are all 3 of us right now hosting this show. He's like, oh, I have to watch the whole draft. I wanted to go to bed in an hour. Yep, me too, dude. This is not shaping up like we thought. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what the Vikings want to do.
And Jermaine Johnson at 14 is good value.
Yeah.
Hamilton is not excited to still be sitting there.
Oh, I'd be pissed if I was him. No, it doesn't mean he's Bradbury and John. I don't know what they want to do with this line.
I want to see what Kevin O'Connell has in plan for Bradbury because it sounds like he's got an idea.
Yeah.
And I want to see if they can have him succeed because he's around the same size, a little bit heavier than Linderbaum, but I think that with some proper scheming and blocking strategies, maybe they could do a lot better. And they brought in a lot of talent at right guard to try to fix that spot too, or at least plug it in with someone who can help out. Because last year was absolutely brutal at right guard, and any help that the center could have had was not there because that right guard was getting blasted 20 yards back after the snap. So
I will be honest, I really don't like Garrett Bradbury, but if we're gonna give him,
I don't hate him. He's not as bad as some of the other interior line we've had stuck in there, like Dakota Dozier and Pat Elflein and those guys.
Right.
He's not nearly as bad as them, but that doesn't say much. So
that's why I was gonna say, if we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, he has this year to figure it out, and if he doesn't, then you have to move on from him.
It's not just Akeem Hicks too. It's happened more than once from other guys too. But yeah, you're right. Hamilton drops to the 32nd pick. I would shit an actual brick.
Well, he just went to Baltimore, so you don't got to worry about that.
Oh, okay. There you go. One of my coworkers said Trent McDuffie to the Vikings. I was like, yeah, if he falls that far, I don't think he'll fall that far either.
Honestly, Baltimore, with their history of good defenses, Hamilton going there is a pretty decent fit.
Correct.
He fits what that organization wants to do.
You got to be Matthew Houston because that could have worked out perfect. They need a safety so bad up there.
But now Houston can grab that pass rusher, and they can be happy with Johnson.
What happens if Minnesota drafts a quarterback?
The pick is in. Well, then they have a quarterback on their roster.
That's a good point.
Do we riot if that happens? Like if they're like, oh,
we take a quarterback at 32?
Yeah.
Hopefully he can do more than hold a clipboard and throw his first NFL touchdown.
Or come for literally 3 plays the entire season.
Our head coach is a former quarterback, so maybe he wants to draft.
Kyle, don't wish this into existence. Don't do that.
I do like seeing Kyle Hamilton go outside the conference because he is a baller.
Dude, I don't want any of these quarterbacks on our team this year. I don't want Will to existence. Fuck all of them. And anyone
here's the thing, too. Like, while we're here visiting this conversation, this is why the draft is fun for spectators. But I cannot, for the life of me, I don't understand. It's a crapshoot and it's gambling. This is actual Vegas gambling here, not just because they're in Vegas. Well, if you like a guy, you got to go get him. Yeah, well, what if you mortgage your house and you fail? Oh, we'll just go do it again. So you just fail really bad over and over until you get it right? Like, I don't get like all these guys that could be taken in front of.
How Trump did it, I guess.
It's just frustrating because if you put them where they actually should go, this is a weak draft. If they were like, oh, you know what? I like Malik Willis, but I see him as a 3rd round grade. He has some things to work on. We'll start there and go back. No, they had guys like Carolina mocking him at 6.
Right.
For what? We need a quarterback. Yeah, but you got to think about the other things each team needs. This is like when Peter Schrager. I love Peter Schrager a lot. He's like, oh, the Vikings are going to take a lineman. They're going to take a tackle. Why? Why the world would they take a tackle? Like, you got to be a little smarter, do a little more research. I think the quarterback stuff, it's, look at Carolina. That's a big one, right? Well, they need a quarterback. Yeah, but they also paid a shitload of money for Sam Darnold. You kind of have to ride that out, Same thing with Seattle. Well, they got Drew Lock. They got to get a quarterback. No, they don't. They don't have to do anything. And you know what's crazy? I've heard this too. You guys have read it too on Twitter. I know you have. They're like, Baker Mayfield's ready to go way more than any of these dudes in the draft. And if there's that much of a drop off from Baker Mayfield, oh God, please, Kyle, you got me so mad now. They better not take a freaking quarterback at 32. Oof.
I tell you what, if you are a quarterback needy team and you can get Baker Mayfield for a 2nd round pick, that's a good trade.
Could you say that again?
If you can trade for Baker Mayfield with like a 2nd round pick, that is a good deal. You do it. You make that trade.
Another wild card coming up with the Houston Texans at 15.
Their pick is in.
There's a little ESPN noise. There goes the guard off the board, Kenyon Green.
Wow. Okay.
Texas A&M.
I don't know.
He
that
is
I've
not
heard
at the
his name
draft.
at all.
But he is looking sharp at home, surrounded by his family and friends. His dad
Well, guys,
looks kind of like a guy I know.
Well, guys, we are officially about to be at the halfway point, and we're an hour and 50 minutes into the broadcast.
The Commanders are on the clock.
Oh,
And the pick is in.
very nice. All right, guys, take over for a little bit. I'm going to go
Potty
refill
break?
and empty and all that fun stuff. Yep.
Okay.
I would, but I've got an orange cat laying on me at the moment. So I am unable to go and grab another energy drink that I probably shouldn't have, but will have.
You got to do what you got to do.
Because we are in it for the long haul, it appears.
I feel like they're going to trade out of the first round at this point, Adam.
Very, very possible.
It's very likely, being that late, that they're just like, we can move back one or two spots. And
To a team that wants a quarterback with a fifth-round option,
Correct.
it just makes sense. Commanders could go absolutely anywhere.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Let's see what we got going on in chat. I haven't looked in a while. Down for Willis at 32 and cut losses with Kirk. I'm not there, but I get it. Now, we are talking about moving Mannion to a coach, and I would absolutely love that. And I feel that should be the move because I don't trust Mannion at all as a backup quarterback.
Pick is
But-
in for Washington.
Not much you can do. John Young wants Matt Asiata.
Yes.
All right, we got Scott Schwab here. Thank you guys for putting in the time on draft day. This is fun for those of us that don't really have a social life outside of home. Well, I did get invited to a draft party. I felt kind of bad I couldn't go because there's a couple buddies of mine that I really enjoy hanging out with. But honestly, hanging out with the podcast guys and the people here in chat, sitting at home, snacking, cat on my lap, can't complain too much with that either.
This is a lot of fun. Honestly, Adam, this is probably my favorite show that we do. I really like doing the live draft.
Oh yeah, your Chiefs friends are gonna definitely give you the business. Can't believe we have to wait till 32 and then we don't even know if we're gonna get a pick.
Oh, man. Don't look at Twitter. Just don't look at Twitter right now.
I have avoided looking for a little while.
Vikings fans are not happy. So that honeymoon period with the new staff, the new general manager, the new head coach, we have officially come to an end.
Trading down is the rebuild part of his competitive rebuild. Vikings are more than one first rounder away from contending. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what this staff is doing. Until I can see what the staff is doing with their offense and defense and the personnel they already have, I can't evaluate to know if this team can contend.
We'll find out.
What they're capable of.
Hey, I still think there is a lot of talent on this team. I understand why they wanted to keep a lot of pieces in place and find out if they could win now, as opposed to just completely blowing the whole thing up and going into the complete rebuild process.
Oh, man. Live draft is sweet, although the drama is hard at times. And this has been a pretty drama-filled draft so far. Sure has. And we knew there was a good possibility the Vikings would trade back. I didn't think it would be back to 32.
I didn't think it would.
Hollywood Brown to Arizona.
Whew. Really?
Interesting. Ravens traded Hollywood Brown to Cardinals for 32 overall. I don't want to be a jerk, but I think the Ravens won that. Hollywood has a bad case of the drops at times.
Hey, here's an interesting stat. Washington has not had the same quarterback start a full season since Kirk Cousins.
Right.
That just came across the TV screen there for me.
Interesting.
Yeah. I tell you what, I like Kirk, Adam.
I do too.
Yeah.
He's not top tier, but he's definitely not below average.
Yep. I'll take Kirk.
He's accurate. He can make some deep throws.
Yep.
He can connect on with Jefferson pretty well.
Right.
Here it is. 16 overall. Yep, there he is. John Doxson, the receiver. They needed some weapons. They didn't have them. He's trying to smile, but I don't think he's super happy. The Penn State receiver goes off the board at 16 to Washington. Do we have any idea what the boys are doing? I heard they were wanting to trade up, but I haven't seen them do so successfully yet. I don't know what they're really after. They could use they're a real contender to get Tyler Linderbaum because they need a center. But who knows what else them boys are going to do. Kirk is reliable, isn't he? He's a reliable guy.
My friend Mike just texted me. Mike is a lifelong Minnesota Vikings fan, and he said, I guess the Vikings are so good they don't need any of the next 20 players selected. Oh, man.
He's the one you came up to that game at the Dome against Washington with, right?
Yeah, Mike is my friend that I went to a lot. Well, I went to every Vikings training camp with. We went to a lot of Vikings games with, a lot of stuff like that. Mike has been a fan of this team for a long time, and it does not sound like he is too happy with them trading back that far in the draft right now.
Here comes the Chargers pick at 17. And my TV froze.
Oh, no, really?
There goes Zion Johnson, the guard from Boston College. He went earlier than I thought he would, but a run on interior offensive lineman isn't a terrible thing for Minnesota because I don't think they were planning on taking one early.
I go to pee and get a drink, and A.J. Brown's a Philadelphia Eagle. What the hell?
I missed that. I saw the Hollywood trade.
My brother, I just FaceTimed my brother to say hello and let the dogs out, and he says A.J. Brown got sent to the Eagles in exchange for their pick. So the Titans have the
18.
I believe so.
Yeah, they're on the clock right now. Eagles
Chargers
trade pick the Titans.
Chargers take offensive
guard
Zion Johnson. Okay, nice and sweet. Good for my brother's team. Protect Justin Herbert. That's sweet.
Rookie of the year, Justin Herbert.
I hate that so much. And you know what? It was close between him and Justin, but Justin got snared.
Kirk did cut down his fumbles in a big way. As soon as he came to Minnesota, that was one of the biggest knocks I had on him. And one of the ones I had to talk to Mr. Smith about constantly is that his ball placement and security had to be improved in a big way. And he has done that in Minnesota, even with pressure swarming him at times.
Well, let's be real and fair to Kirk. That offensive line has not been a top-tier unit the whole time he's been here. So anytime we want to give him criticism, he could just point there. Well, hello, Animal. I'm glad that you joined us today. Thank you for putting your wet nose on me. We're doing the live draft. Would you like to say anything? Would you like to give them a speak, maybe? Okay. All right. Good talk. Strong, silent type. I like it.
I'd get up and get a drink, but I got a Bernie on my lap, so that's not happening at the moment. Titans trade A.J. Brown to Eagles. Eagles are
so freaking wild. Hey, you know what? That's
good.
A smart thing for Philly to do because they got a surefire stud at wide receiver, and
they know what they got.
That's a smart move by them. Sucks for A.J. Brown, though. You go from Ryan Tannehill to Jalen Hurts. Ugh. A shit sandwich to a piss sandwich. All right.
I'd rather have the more consistent sandwich than the liquidy sandwich.
Yeah, no, you're right. I would rather have Ryan Tannehill, but who are the Titans going to go after here? That's cool.
Crazy we've had player trades in this draft. You don't see that as much as
I saw that too when I got up. Marquise Brown going to Arizona. That was wild.
I still think the Ravens won that because Brown is too consistent. Isn't consistent enough to really be a reliable weapon. He has a lot of drops.
Like I said, he's no Christian Kirk.
He's no Christian Ponder, but he will do.
Kyle, that's the most accurate thing you've ever said. He is not a Christian Ponder. He is, in fact, the opposite of Christian Ponder. Scott again with the Washington take.
Yeah, that field is bad.
Terrible. That's the worst field. That diagram they had that's showing all the injuries that happened there is just awful. Here you go.
No, that's not bad at all.
Trading back, the Chiefs 29th and 30th, so getting the lines 32 and 34 isn't far off. Yeah. It's not about the value. I'm sold on the value and the trade itself. I think far too often, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, we instantly look for if someone got fleeced or robbed. I think this is a fair trade. I think if you laid it out equally and showed it as money trade-off, it would be pretty equal. It's just, where are they going to go? Obviously, we've wondered that the whole offseason, but what are they going to do? Because we had sort of an idea at 12 of who might be available. We have no idea who they're targeting. Yeah. I have no clue. So that's the biggest mystery, but that's what makes this fun.
I do think
that
their
we're
target
almost
right now
in
is
the 20s.
Elam. I think Elam is their target at the moment.
Hey, they could get Jalen Petrie as well. He's very good. Lewis Seen at safety. Wouldn't be mad at either one of those picks. It really blows, though, because we get the last pick now, and then we have to wait all day tomorrow just to get into the first.
But it's an early pick.
Draft. That's true.
So we won't be waiting too long after this pick, so it's interesting.
Speaking of Ponder, I'd much rather have this trade back to 32 scenario than draft another bust at 12, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yes. 1,000,000%, Scott. That's the best take of the night.
Titans got 18 and a third. Okay.
I think that's a decent trade for A.J. Brown. Yeah. He's a dog. I like him. I really liked him when I was in Nashville when he was recruiting Julio Jones, even though he's well past his prime. He's like begging him to come there on Twitter.
There's a Titans fan in an A.J. Brown jersey, and he's not happy.
That sucks. Oh.
And there's a Titans 17 jersey, and she is happy. If I'm being honest, I don't know who 17 is for the Titans.
Ryan Tannehill?
Is it?
I think so.
Why'd they make her wear the Tannehill jersey?
Let me see what number he is. Okay.
Oh, AJ Brown's a free agent after 2022. Man, he might have
got it right.
They might have totally fleeced him.
I got it. That is a Ryan Tannehill jersey. I am the smartest man alive. What a night, guys. Look at where we've been at the last 2 years, and this is what happens. This is such a Vikings draft day.
Who would win?
Jonathan heading to sleep.
Who's going to win?
Hopefully you can wake up and there will be an amazing player on the Minnesota Vikings when you get up and look. Fingers crossed.
You got your money
on Spider-Man.
You got your money on Ian Rappaport or Michael Rappaport? Like, who's going to win?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael's trained. He's got... Yeah.
Michael looks very small. Let's see. Titans select wide receiver Treylon Burks from Arkansas. Wow.
Replaced him right away.
They said, get bent, A.J. Brown. We don't need you anymore. Mike Vrabel with a ballsy move. That's another head coach I'm a big fan of.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. We got your replacement.
He was on the McAfee show, and he is very funny. God, the draft is never dull, is it?
No, it's never.
Not in recent memory, at least.
This is the best kind of reality TV. You know it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no idea. I love all these fans, too. They're just waiting for a name. Half these Titan fans don't even know who this person is. They're like, hell yeah!
Yeah.
NFL comparison, Deebo Samuel.
Ooh, okay. So he's going to get angry in 2 years and demand a trade to the Jets?
Yeah. Hopefully not.
But one of those versatile players that can do on anything is so nice. When Minnesota had those for a little while with, when they could do anything with Percy Harvin or they could move Cordell Patterson around a little bit, it was nice. But when they tried to get too fancy with trick plays and formations and everything, it got messy.
Clint Fredrickson taking up for Kirk Cousins here in the chat. We are here for it, sir. We are here for it. Treylon Burks, is that his name? Burks. Did I get that last one right?
Yeah, Trey Burks.
He's no I forgot his name now. Damn it. I feel like a dick.
Hank Basket?
Who's the guy we had from Arkansas that we loved? Wide receiver.
Greg Childs.
You're talking about Hank Basket for.
Maybe I got the colleges wrong then.
We don't need
Wasn't he from Arkansas?
Randy Moss. We have Hank Basket.
That is my favorite Brad Childress quote. Man, we got Hank Basket. It's okay.
Isn't Jarius Wright from Arkansas?
Yeah, him and Greg Childs came through together.
It's a Razorback.
Yeah, Treylon Burks is no Jarius Wright. All right, I don't want to hear this. I miss that guy. Also, I'm having an epiphany tonight. What happened to Janarius Robinson, that wide receiver we had the first year Kirk was here? What happened to him?
He looked good.
I don't know.
He looked really good.
What did happen to him?
He's not on a roster, and he just came in and caught like 6 touchdowns that year. I was like, can we keep him? He's kind of good.
All right, Saints pick is in. Will this be Malik?
Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett.
Dude, this has to be the longest we've gone in a long time without a quarterback being drafted.
If they don't take a quarterback, that would be insane.
I think Pickett.
Really interested to see what the Saints do because, as we've already said, A lot of Vikings fans not big fans of the Saints.
Yeah, can't really say that they're on my Christmas list.
Nope.
Although
Childs
I
did
will
have a rough
say,
time. I loved his size and playmaking ability, but West was at training camp when he had his injury, and he said that he could hear that Childs was done.
Yeah. It was not a pleasant thing to witness happen. You felt bad for the kid. He had a lot of potential, too.
I'd have loved to have seen him and Jarius Wright playing together in the NFL after playing together in college. I'd have loved that.
I'm telling you, man, Greg Childs could have been Sidney Rice in
Yeah.
2009 if he would have stayed healthy for this team.
I haven't gotten on Twitter to see what this is like.
I forgot the Saints added Andy Dalton.
They did.
Yeah.
And backup.
I was going to say, he's a good backup. I would want Andy Dalton as a backup quarterback.
Absolutely. For the right price? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Didn't he beat the Vikings as one of the Cowboys' losses? Or
Yeah,
was
probably.
that, yeah.
To be fair, what backup hasn't beaten the Vikings? They all do at some point.
What's the guy's name? He played for the Chargers last year. I remember seeing Chase Daniel has beaten us.
Yeah.
We named a
Matt
show
Flynn.
after the last Dallas Cowboy that beat us as the backup. He had a weird name. Cooper?
Matt Flynn owes his
Cooper Rush.
entire career to Minnesota.
Cooper Rush.
That
beat
guy
us.
made a lot of bank off that.
Yeah. Yeah, Cooper Rush.
He did. And he threw. Got airplanes refueling in midair.
Who did they pick?
I got the USO on my screen.
Yeah, I'm at the airplanes and shit, too.
The New Orleans Saints select.
Trevor
Come on.
Penning, offensive tackle.
Okay.
Iowa. Northern Iowa offensive tackle. There you go, Kyle.
Okay.
Now maybe
Yeah.
they'll be able to run the ball against Minnesota. Oh, I couldn't even finish that. Sorry.
That was tough. That was a tough day.
That was a really tough day.
I'll be
No,
honest,
that was-
I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know anything about Northern Iowa. Like, it is either Iowa or Iowa State. Those are our big colleges. Northern Iowa, not typically talked about too much. So he must be a hell of a talent to be drafted from that college.
You got that cool corn gas.
That is true. We do
Ooh,
have
that's
ethanol.
That's what we got to do this. We got to bring that up. Thank you for reminding me, Adam.
Iowa does love their corn.
We do.
Speaking of corn, breaking stuff here we have to talk about from Adam Carlson's Twitter the other day. What is your favorite way to eat corn? Corn on the cob, whole kernel, creamed corn, or popped? I was very not pleased with these results. In a landslide victory with 56% on the cob was the preferred way, which is a fantastic way.
Oh, yeah,
I
especially
picked
if it's
creamed
grilled
corn.
and everything. Oh, so good.
I picked creamed corn, and it came in tied in second place at 19%.
I picked whole
So-
kernel and I lost.
Yeah, you did.
I'll take pop. I like popcorn.
I
like
hate
movie.
popcorn. Of all the things you can do with corn, why burn it? The best thing you do to it is drizzle it in butter. You can drizzle anything in
Burn it.
butter and it'll taste good. Might as
But
well
we
eat a
we
piece
pop the corn and then we put butter on it.
with butter.
You know, I used to think you were pretty cool, Adam, and then you didn't like popcorn.
We're
So
just
now
learning all
I
this
just-
stuff.
I
today.
don't know.
I don't like marshmallows either, so take that.
Yeah, I'm give or take on marshmallows. I don't care about that.
Yeah, I'm not a marshmallow guy. I'll have a s'more,
How
but
can
I'll
you
have
be a
like
movie
one.
guy
But
and not like popcorn?
They have other snacks, you know.
But but
I'll
all
be
the other
honest.
snacks go
I'll be
with
honest,
popcorn.
I'll be honest. I do that. I do have. Oh my goodness! I'm watching the highlights on this kid. Good Lord!
On who?
This
tackle?
left tackle. Ooh!
Oh, yeah.
He embarrassed one of these guys. That was at the Senior Bowl. Good God!
All right, so
All right, Saints, I
Steelers
see
on
ya.
the board. This has to be a quarterback, right? They can't go into the season with Biscuit.
Well, you can. I think he'd be fine there, but it's just, do you want to invest in the future or not?
Their offensive
can ride
line is garbage. Their receivers, I don't know if they're good, or I don't know if Big Ben was so at the end of his career that he couldn't do anything.
I think
Yes.
it's that one.
It's
A
yes.
little bit of that
Yes
one.
to both. Hey, they got rid of Juju, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they've got a promising young running back, which is nice. So you assume they should probably get an offensive lineman to help him out. Or their defense, which was absolutely brutal last year, too. You could grab almost anyone at defense. Jermaine Johnson is still on the board. And that's pretty amazing at this point.
That sounds like a Steelers pick if I've ever heard one. Hey, we need a
Trent
quarterback.
McDuffie could help them out.
That's a good point too. You said
Malik
that,
Willis,
you said his
solid
name.
pick.
You said Trent McDuffie's name so solidly. I thought that it already came across. I was like, oh my God, that was fast.
Kenny Pickett could be the pick.
He could stay in town.
I think it has to be Kenny Pickett. They got to go for the quarterback of the future, right?
I'm really interested to see. Andrew loves that grilled over charcoal corn
You
in the
know-
husk. And that's a great choice.
You know what they could do and what would be smart? You take the best player available, which should not be a quarterback. You wait till the draft is over and you call Cleveland and say, go ahead and give me Baker Mayfield since you hate him so much. I'm sure he'd like to come over and beat your ass twice a year for 3 years.
And we'll give you a future late second rounder.
There you go. That's what I would do if I was Pittsburgh. He's better than any of these quarterbacks coming out.
Because the Browns roster isn't trash.
No, the roster's very good, minus the terrible human they signed for guaranteed money.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was for a long time on the, well, we don't know, we weren't there, this and this, but the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you think about and I'm not gonna say this because I don't like using the word at all, but there's a Dave Chappelle joke about Bill Cosby. He's like, if you take away 30 some of these, he still has 24 of these.
Yeah.
And if just one of those are correct,
Yeah.
he's a pretty shitty person. So yeah, I don't know, but outside of that, the Browns roster, like talking football and getting off of that tornado of a subject, it's a good roster. It's a good filled out top to bottom. Like, we've got talent. It just sucks because they just don't have the quarterback. They don't, and I don't know, maybe Deshaun Watson is their answer, but it's so funny. You thinking about the AFC North. Baltimore is a powerhouse. The Steelers are always good. And the freaking Bengals just went to the Super Bowl. Didn't expect that to happen, but they've got a stud at quarterback. So it'd be funny if they put all that money in there and end up fourth.
For 2 hours and 18 minutes
2 hours,
now.
18 minutes. That's a
We're
lot.
doing it. We're doing it, guys.
This is happening.
There's no place
This
I'd
is
rather
the
be.
thing. Shout out to whoever the hell has been with us the entire time.
Me.
We thank you.
I've been here since the start. I haven't even tinkled yet.
Oh, Adam, you're the MVP of it.
Dude, I went to the restroom. I refilled on the drink. I let the dogs out. You gotta take it while you can, man.
Yeah.
We'll do shifts. I don't know who the Steelers have picked. You guys know yet?
Nope, I got a guy on the stage
Same.
who's going to read the card.
Franco Harris, right?
Sure. Sounds
It's
good.
Frank the Tank O'Harris. Kenny Pickett's the pick.
There you go.
Good call, West.
Yeah.
Over Malik, which is interesting.
It just came across my screen. I believe in Kenny Pickett more than I believe in Malik Willis. I really do. I don't care about the fans. I don't think that that's a real issue. He's played with that his entire career, and he's had success with it. I am not going to discredit him because of that.
Vikings Twitter is so pissed. I'm looking at Courtney Cronin's thread here about she's talking about the Vikings, and there are so many butthurt people in these.
If I'm being honest,
not getting a future first back is bad.
All of my top prospects, like my top 3, were all gone at 12. So I am not mad at this trade back. But if you were a fan that wanted a player that was still on the board, I can understand your frustration.
This is the one I keep seeing, and I think people are just regurgitating what they're seeing on Twitter because one smart person said it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's what I meant." How do you trade back 20 spots in round 1 and not get a first? Easily, they don't give you one. I don't know what to tell you.
I do think they could have gotten a little bit more, but I don't think it was as bad of a trade as people are talking.
Oh, here we go. Maybe he shouldn't have been hired as GM. Already it's out there.
Oh, snap.
Oh, here we go.
I would have liked Hamilton at 12. I would have. But I'm interested to see what they can turn this into. It's like last year when the Vikings traded down, and I thought it was such a huge risk for them to do that. Then they were able to grab an offensive tackle that I still do think could be the left tackle of the future for the Minnesota. So New England trades to the Chiefs. KC on the clock.
Who the hell are they going after? Is this where Jermaine Johnson goes?
Malik
What's
Willis.
his name? Who's the edge rusher there?
Johnson?
No, I'm thinking in can't. Yes, that's who I think they could go after. They need
the pick is
one.
in.
I'm trying to think of who the Chiefs edge rusher is. Oh, that is Samantha Ponder. Hello. Glad to see you again. You've aged horribly.
So how long before we see Kenny Pickett starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I think it'll happen
sit a year out.
Nah,
I think as soon as Trubisky gets hurt in week 6, he'll take over and never give it back.
That's just what I was going to say, Adam. Week 6, week 7, he takes over and they don't look back.
Oh, Vikings win that trade 57%, according to PFF. Interesting.
Thank you, John. Go tell the rest of Twitter to shut up. Ooh, is Jameson Williams available? No, I think he got picked, right?
He is gone.
They got to replace Hill. Yeah, they got Juju and some other receiver too. Like, they're not going to have the big deep threat anymore, but they'll be able to spread the ball around wherever. You can't double team all those first round freaking receivers they have.
Maybe they'll get Trent McDuffie because their secondary struggled a bit at the end of the season.
There it is. John, you had it right. I thought it was Justin Hughes. It's Frank Clark, but he's got like 1 or 2 years left. They could go Jermaine Johnson here and have a pair there. God, Vikings Twitter on fire. This is the best. They hate it so much. I love it.
They're talking about Malik Willis right now. There's people who really want him at number 32.
Well, yeah, people hate Kirk.
Yeah.
And his new sparkling, fantastic van.
I like the van. I like Kirk. I don't like Malik
Vikings
Willis.
Twitter, I feel we got terrible value for that pick. Gotta love the Chiefs jumping the Packers.
Yeah.
They have 4 number 2 receivers.
Okay, that's actually pretty funny. I like that.
Clint, they might have 4 number 2s, but I would battle back with that, and not in a snarky fashion. Just to back, they have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, and they have Travis Kelce at tight end, and Andy Reid is the head coach.
They'll be
Okay, so Vikings Lions
They're
trade
gonna
as
be
far as
great.
points go. The Vikings got 8.9 points worth of value, while the Lions got 7.8. So Minnesota won by 1.1 points for this trade, which I guess fans still think sucks. That's actually a bigger win than I thought. The difference is the equivalent of the number 130 overall pick in the draft. So the Vikings won by the value of a 4th-round pick.
John, we're friends on Instagram for this stuff, I believe, or whatever social media we're on. Can you send me this? Because I really want to put it on Twitter and like put middle finger emojis to everyone.
And the Kansas City does go that direction. Trent McDuffie to the Chiefs.
Ooh, okay.
I figured after the defense got absolutely destroyed by Buffalo that they might want to go in and grab some defense so they can have a little bit easier time when they're running through the playoffs against some of these absolutely high-octane offenses. This makes total sense.
Well, there goes our corners. They're
Yeah.
all gone.
I
Andrew
told you,
Booth
keep an
is
eye
the
on
only one.
Elam.
I listened, like I said earlier, talked on today. Listened a little bit of Andrew Booth. Luke did a great job talking about like rushing through the draft and all the possibilities. And he's like, I like Andrew Booth, but he plays reckless. And I was like, all right, I don't hate it.
Anderson Dejo,
So you're telling me that we're going to draft Trevon Diggs? Wonderful. We're already getting torched for 1,000 yards, but at least we'll get the interceptions. Yeah.
I don't know what this team is doing. It's a little frustrating right now. You know.
Dude, the defeat in your voice just now is like, oh no.
Yeah. I don't know.
Green Bay's pick is in.
Fuck him.
And the
They're going to take that.
Johnson.
They're going to take that linebacker from Utah. Call it now. They'll call Rodgers and be like, relax. We're going to get a receiver with the next pick. Chill out. All the good ones are gone. Clint says Mahomes crumbled in the playoffs this year and he married Brady. Well, he kind of had to. He did. I mean, you don't have to marry someone if you knock them up, but they've been together for God, how many years?
And they're annoying kids. Every kid is annoying.
His
brother especially is annoying. He is just one cringe human being. Woof.
If you could,
even Juju said he wouldn't do TikToks with him.
That says a lot because I don't like Juju either. Yeah.
Right.
You know what's funny too? Like we always shit on Aaron Rodgers for some of the things he does. Like now I see why. If you have family like that, I wouldn't talk to him either. I'm like, yeah, I don't. Fuck you guys. I don't want to talk to you.
Correct. I like Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, Pat McAfee made me a real big fan of his. I think he can. I think he is more Favre as he gets older. He loves him. But I mean, it's a quarterback, and he's popular, and he's really fucking good at football. Like, yeah, of course he's going to be a little cocky. Of course he is.
Believe it or
not, I'm
not,
retweeting a bunch of this stuff about the Vikings winning that trade, and it's fun. This is fun. Will they give Aaron Rodgers some help? Or will they try to replace the pass rusher that they just lost?
Kicker, punter.
Got to take the Utah linebacker. Guys, we could get David Ajabo at like 40-something.
I was saying that.
That's a good pick, man. I remembered that you said it. That's a good pick. What's the Karlaftis? What if he falls at 32? You take him at 32?
He's still there.
He'll probably go to one of these really good teams, but there's hope yet, boys. There is hope yet. Yeah, they wanted him really bad. You know that he was a really good receiver, and there was tape of him absolutely torching Derek Stingley, either in 2020 or 2021. But he had an ACL. He had an ACL tear in the championship game, Clint, and he's not going to be ready by week 1, I don't think. That scares me a little bit.
Linebacker Quay Walker out of Georgia. Middle linebacker.
I got the position right. I got the damn it's an Anthony Barr pick again. I can't pick linebackers to save my life.
Aaron Rodgers sitting at home saying, come on, man.
He's punching the air right now. Oh, man. Hey, since your fans run everything else, Green Bay, why don't you let them do a Twitter poll and pick your players for you?
Ravens have traded number 23 to the Buffalo Bills.
Go get your running back.
Buffalo's getting my Iowa State running back, and I like it.
Even though he would be there when you selected. Quay Walker.
It don't matter. I like Breece Hall quite a bit. He's
Dude, everything I heard about him, I don't know. I haven't watched any tape on him, but everything I heard was he will walk into Buffalo, and as soon as he sets his feet in the locker room, he's the day one starter.
Immediately. The only downside to him is that he has a lot of tread on those tires already. He's got a lot of wear and tear on him as a running back. So potentially you're looking at a 4 or 5 year starter, but within that time frame, he is going to be an excellent player for Buffalo.
Okay, we're going.
Why do I see the Vikings on the clock? Did the Vikings trade up? What's going on?
No.
They
just traded with Buffalo. Buffalo's on the clock.
I was going to say, I see the Vikings logo up on my screen.
That's strange. I don't have that. Do you, Smith?
Nope.
I don't know what they were talking about then.
There's Kyle on Twitter. I'm so pissed at the Vikings right now.
Well, I am, god damn it.
That's funny, dude. Dan Orlovsky, the lines are about to be a problem. Dan, you just cursed that team for another 6 years.
No. Detroit, they're never going to be a problem, ever.
Okay, here we go. Buffalo is on the clock. Buffalo, Ravens trade 23 to Bills for 25 overall and a 4th.
Boom.
Vikings basically traded down 20 spots for the first for a 3rd rounder, WTF.
Yeah.
That's just not true. Yeah, you didn't mention moving up in the 2nd round. This is false. The word basically. Moving up that many picks in the 2nd round is not nothing, dude. 32 and 34 are basically 1st-round picks. PFF trade summary. Minnesota wins 57% of the time. There we go. There's the picture. Save this photo. Pretty much all of those charts kind of suck. You mean the one that Jimmy Johnson made up? Kid, go fuck yourself. You are so stupid. God.
He's got a better one. I bet. Just ask him.
Jesus. I'm smarter than all the people in the NFL who do this for millions of dollars. I am Twitter. Just be patient, guys. We're going to have to wait and see who it is anyways. Who would Buffalo trade up to get?
It's got to be Breece Hall.
He would have been there at 25, though. Baltimore wasn't good. Well, they might have taken a running back.
They already have Lamar Jackson at running back.
They had so many. You remember they were signing guys off the street last year because everybody got hurt on that team?
Yeah.
It's true.
Dallas didn't get to trade up like they wanted. I'm sure Jerry Jones is punching the air right now. That sucks, too. Dak is just going to – that offensive line, how the turntables. Remember that year we had Bradford? They went like 13-3 in Dak's rookie year. They were that O-line was so good, and now they're just in shambles. And they
decided to pay
so much money.
Dez and the running back so much money that they couldn't afford to keep their offensive line intact.
Trash.
And it definitely blew up on them.
Pick is in.
Here you go. Clint says, I know we don't need a tackle early. What about the 6'8", 380 tackle from the Gophers?
Yeah, big fella.
It's big. Well, he's not going to replace right tackle. Are you trying to replace Darisaw? You to push Darisaw to guard? Who's going to get pushed to center?
They do need a backup swing, but it's pretty darn early for that.
No,
especially considering they got an extension for their right tackle already. Hey, what I tell you? Big is for chips, not cats.
Big. Hey, John, I got your DM. Thank you, man.
I think the Bills might go linebacker here. I'm going to guess Dean. Who do I got at 23 on that list I sent you? Let me take a look here. Karloffist. Okay. He is there. Bills get 23. Ravens get 25 and a fourth rounder.
This is what happens on Twitter that just makes me laugh. If Malik Willis is on the board at 32, do the Vikings take him? I hope so, and I'm a fan of Kirk. You guys get so emotional, you get drunk off of it, and you make terrible decisions.
I mean, Minnesota is really close to the top of the second round.
Absolutely.
If you really want Malik Willis, Jacksonville is not going to take him with the first pick of the second round. You get him with the second pick of the second round.
But then you don't get the fifth-year option if you don't take him in the first.
Fifth-year option. I don't believe in him anyway.
There goes Elam.
Damn it. Andrew Booth looking more and more like a Viking as these picks go.
Bill's taking the same plan the Chiefs did.
I'm sorry, Andrew. Holding my phone up for 3 hours kind of sucks. Yeah, you're telling us, man. No context. Clint Fredrickson with the dirty tweets. Put him on the goal line and plow them, guys. Yeah.
I'm all for plowing them, guys.
Kyer Elam, Florida to the Buffalo Bills. He still got Tre'Davious White, I believe. Corner is definitely a need there. The Bills just got really good. Still need a running back, but they might be able to him in the second because people don't like drafting running backs in the first round. They just don't, and I kind of see why.
Linderbaum fans should be paying attention here because this is his most likely spot in this draft.
With the Cowboys?
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't hate that for him or them. They do need help on the line. That's a big brand too. That's a fun team to get traded to.
Sad Elam's gone, but what can you do?
What a night.
The cornerbacks on the best available on NFL.com are not looking great. The next one is Andrew Booth of Clemson. And then there isn't one on the front page. I see Nick Bonito from Oklahoma finally made the first page of NFL.com's prospect list. I have mocked him to the Vikings a couple of times. Really like him. Jermaine Johnson, the second, is who Clint thinks Dallas will take. It'd be smart. I actually have Linderbaum for them with my list that I sent the podcast guys. So we'll see how this works out.
Can confirm. We are less than 10 picks away, guys. We're getting close.
Until they trade back. Just wait.
Todd, best available. Devin Lloyd. Jermaine Johnson.
The Raiders share pleasure doing business with you. And hold on a picture of Devontae Adams with his Raiders jersey.
Nice. Old Jared Jones. He's so rich. I wonder what he does all day.
People replying to my posts or my shares, not big fans of that trade.
Did they lose someone this offseason? Yeah. Didn't, what's his name, go to the Broncos?
Who they?
Edge rusher from the Cowboys.
Yeah, they lost one. But I also feel like they want to focus more on offense than they do on defense. All right, I'll move it. Freaking cat.
Shout out to my buddy Aaron Madison. Madison, are you watching right now? He texted me and said, don't critique us too bad. I'm not going to critique the Cowboys too bad.
Hey, guess who it is?
I love it. Who is it?
I don't know. I think I absolutely misread what they put on the screen. Jacoby Dean's name went on the screen, and then they took it away.
That's a big Ferris wheel there.
Yeah, is that in front of Circus Circus? I've never been to Vegas.
I don't know, but I'd like to go ziplining through that mall. I think that's there. That'd be a lot of fun.
I am way too poor
Randy
to go to
Gregory.
Vegas.
Not only am I too poor, but I ain't walking all that much. Forget that.
I don't have the Kyle Smith.
He is
money.
watching. I love. You gotta get that broke boy money like I got, man.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like I don't have the broken. Like you got to be broken to get it. That hardened war veteran money. Back in my
There's
day,
a guy in
he
a
is watching.
Cowboys sombrero.
I've seen your medical chart. It's not worth
It's
it.
it's a lot.
Yeah,
I'm 34, going on 57.
Yeah.
Aaron Madison is watching. I love you, dude. Miss you. I hope we get to hang out. I was in El Paso with him. He's a good friend of mine, and he is a diehard Cowboys fan. But I like Madison because he's a sensible. He's a sensible Cowboys fan. Spoil it for us. Who's he got?
Smith.
I have been to
You ever
Austin.
been to Austin? Yeah.
I have.
Tyler Smith taken over both Jermaine Johnson and Tyler Linderbaum. They grab offensive lineman Tyler Smith.
They needed it. They needed a lineman.
I figured it'd be an offensive lineman. Didn't pick that one.
Too many penalties, they say on NFL Network. He'd have been a good Viking. Too many penalties. He'd have fit right in.
Oh, boy. Baltimore back on the clock.
Yeah, Maddie, you said your line sucked. Yeah, man, how quick that line can turn around.
The link is the
You know what?
big
It doesn't
Ferris
matter,
wheel.
though.
No, the link's the field in Philly.
The Cowboys will still rule that division until Philly can take over. They have some good picks, though. I think they're coming for you, but I think you still win with the quarterback. You got some good pieces. Tyler Smith, offensive tackle from Tulsa. Okay.
Interesting pick. I figured they'd go interior or pass rusher. Instead, they go offensive tackle. That they might move inside. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't hate it. Thanks for watching, though, Maddie.
Kuiper says they're going to slide him over to right tackle. But then again, what does Kuiper know?
Who is this guy? Look at this. There we go. Scott, you're coming with heaters tonight.
I'm going to try to save my energy drinks for tomorrow night.
Tennessee after Baltimore, then Tampa Bay. I forgot Tom Brady's still going to play. That's annoying.
Yeah, he came back again.
Who's that?
And it was confirmed. It was confirmed on the internet from a leak that he was actually going to go to Miami and Sean Payton was going to be the coach. That is terrifying.
That's insane. You know that?
That is absolutely terrifying.
God bless whatever stopped that from happening.
You know what, too? And that's such a Tom Brady move to go back there and stick it to Bill Belichick one more time. Good.
I don't have a lot of Cowboy fans on my timeline, but every one of them is hating this pick.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Addy, you're the man. Thank you. He said, I'm here to support my guy. I have to give him credit, too, man. He was always a good friend to me while I was in Texas. Kept up with me after I got out of the military. He would go with me in El Paso. I remember I told you about this, to a Vikings bar. There was a Minnesota Viking bar in El Paso, Texas.
That's
and he would
cool.
always go with
like
me
that.
there. Anytime they scored a touchdown, we got free purple shots. Good times there. Good times, Maddie. El Paso was a fun time with you. Who are the Ravens going to pick? They get 2 first-rounders. This sucks, guys. We used to be the team that had 3 first-rounders. Now we're just waiting for the bargain bin. We're getting scraps, man. That horror movie that came out on Netflix where you switch the floors and you get food, we're at the bottom now.
The platform, whatever that's called, that was pretty fun.
The platform.
That was a really good
was
movie. I like that one quite a
that
bit.
was
Can we
a
talk about
wicked
that
horror
instead?
movie.
Let's talk about that instead of the Vikings draft.
Hey, we tried to get
Hey,
you on the
I got-
horror podcast.
Hey, let's do this now since we're not going to talk about it and we all have opinions and they're all pretty much bad. We're not going to review Scream, right? Can we talk about it on here for a little bit? Because we did not. We all got our hopes let down for that movie.
Dude,
It was just
I
boring.
did not like that movie one bit.
I love the concept. I love the
No.
concept of going back to the original house, but I have never seen a horror movie more in my life that tried to drive a singular point home so hard and so often. And there's Mission Impossible 2 on my screen, and I want to watch it right now. And Miles Teller's in it too. I cannot wait. May 27th. Oh, I'll be there.
Are we going to do the new
Yes, please.
Firestarter?
Firestarter? I have no idea what that is, but I would love to. If you
Oh, you haven't seen the original Firestarter with Drew Barrymore? It's a
I
Stephen
don't think
King
so.
movie.
Yep.
Oh, it's good.
Nope.
That's a classic right there.
I will catch up just for you. And we will definitely do that if you suggest it. This is a shameless plug on the show. If you follow Adam here, this link on YouTube, Twitch, and all the places, we do another podcast. I've waited 2 hours and 48 minutes to plug this. I think we are worthy at this point.
Go for it.
Adam and I do a horror movie review there. It's a lot of fun. And the last movie that we reviewed, what was the name of it? X.
Oh,
Brittany
Ty West
Snow.
movie.
Oh, yeah, it was a Des Bryant movie. Throw the X's up, man. It's a very, very good movie. We were overjoyed with how that one turned out.
I was so happy.
You should go check that out.
Did you ever see House of the Devil?
Oh, yeah.
House of the Devil.
House of the Devil is a really good movie from the director of the movie X, Ty West. I highly recommend checking that one out. That one tapped into like the whole nostalgia 80s horror movie vibe right
is
before
great.
Stranger Things did. And so therefore it was not cool when it didn't. But if you took that movie and released it today, everyone would be like, oh my God, this is the coolest shit ever.
Kyle,
Unfortunately,
we'll do this. I'll watch that if you watch X, and then we'll both be caught up. They're making a prequel one of the main characters from this movie we just reviewed because it's doing so well. So
I really need to see that movie. I need to see X.
Dude, when we talk about kills and character development and story, it's so I like to compare it to this. I don't even think I said this on our podcast that we did. You know how The Conjuring is a really good movie? It's slow, but it builds at a steady pace.
Right.
This one builds at such a steady pace, and the kills are fucking gnarly.
That
dude.
is what
They're
Ty
so
West.
gnarly.
That is what Ty West does really good as a director. And if you like that, that is why you need to check out House of the Devil, because that movie is such a slow burn. And when you finally get to what happens at the end of it, you're like, holy shit, what just happened? It is so good. I highly recommend that movie.
Yeah, Scott, me and West were talking about that, about how Minnesota could trade out of that last pick because the team might want to hop in there to grab a quarterback with that fifth-year option. They could grab a lot more ammunition for a second rounder, especially if it's an early second rounder. They could grab a third or something like that. And honestly, it would make sense for the trade value. But for all of us who sat there here all night, it'd be pretty sad.
Yep.
Oh, cool. RG3's on my TV. I'm glad the mute button's on.
Why?
So if the Ravens get Johnson now, they're going to have a stacked defense.
That's wild. Draft a quarterback, Baltimore. Shake up the world.
Malik Willis to the Baltimore Ravens.
Dude, what if Tampa Bay takes Willis?
I was just about to say that. I would not be shocked if Tampa did that.
Yeah.
There goes Tyler Linderbaum. To the Ravens. Boom.
Nice. Good for him.
And now a lot of Vikings fans are going to be sad just because Iowa's close to Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, in retrospect, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like we've been sitting here.
They needed some blocking.
They really did.
In retrospect, guys, it doesn't feel like we've been sitting here for 3 hours.
That's because you got up.
It's fair.
He's
Here we
a
go.
Minnesotan.
What the heck is wrong with Jermaine Johnson? Why are people passing up so much? And isn't Kyle a Cyclones fan?
Tennessee trades their pick to the Jets.
Clint,
holy shit, they're going to have 3 first rounds?
Jets back on the clock.
Okay.
This has to be Johnson right after how far he's been falling.
You can get a premier edge defender, the best corner in the draft, probably best player, and a bomb wide receiver.
What a draft for them that would be.
That's so good for them to go from 4th in the AFC West to 3rd. So proud of them. I don't even think that'll happen. I still think Miami's going to kick the shit out of them. They're not going to beat Buffalo and New England.
A tough division. So tough.
The AFC East is tough, and the AFC West, good God. That AFC West is just Wirfs versus Linderbaum, Solon, Iowa, February 7, 2017. Is that a wrestling match? Oh my God. Wirfs is putting in that work on him. Good Lord.
Whew.
Now you're going back to my glory days. This I could watch for hours on end. The big boys getting down. He pinned him?
Does Adam think you have tumbleweeds in Iowa too? No. No, just in Kansas. Dude, you can go on eBay and sell tumbleweeds for up to like $500.
Really?
Dude, I remember the first one I saw in Texas, and I was like grabbing my friends at work. I was like, does anybody have a shitty out-of-tune violin? Anyone?
Seriously, go on eBay and look up tumbleweeds. People sell that stuff.
We get those shit all the time here in Iowa. You're telling me I could make a quick buck on that, Adam?
Oh, yeah.
You're in the wrong line of work, Kyle.
Yeah.
And they're cheap to ship, too. Not too heavy.
a good point.
People will buy almost anything. Feet picks, bathwater. You sell it.
So, legit story. When I used to work at the antique shop here in town, we would sell on eBay. I sold a box of Captain Crunch that did not have the cereal in it from like 1966, and it went for over $1,000 on eBay.
Boom.
Because it was the first year that Peanut Butter Captain Crunch came out. And so just the chances of anyone saving that box are really, really, really low. And so it just went for a lot of money. So you never know what will go for good money on eBay. I bet you guys didn't think you would listen to the Purple People podcast and hear a story about eBay and Peanut Butter Captain Crunch.
And tumbleweeds and
tumbleweeds.
horror movies. This is
Whatever
a draft
the hell
special.
else.
This is what we do.
Yeah. It's why it's my favorite show.
So I'm trying to explain this to one of my friends. He's asking what we got in it. So we got 2 twos now, and then we've got 3 total third rounds because we had 2 already. Is it right?
Look at John.
2 seconds,
like
2
7
thirds, right?
4 cups deep of Lucky Charms. I like that.
Clint sent a photo to me. See what we got
Do
here.
we have 3 second-round picks?
I don't believe so.
I don't know what's going on right now, so don't ask me.
Because they don't have 44 or whatever that is.
They have 46.
No, they don't. Oh, yeah, this is Johnson.
Is it?
He just went away on my best of prospect list. There he goes. Jets are kind of killing it.
They are. They
I hate
surely
it.
are. Well, I'm just glad they're out of the conference. Okay, here it is officially. Round 1, pick 2 from Detroit. Round 2, pick 34 from Detroit. Round 3, pick 66 from Detroit. Round 3, pick 67. I thought they got more than that.
He has the total package. Who do y'all even want? That is a good question.
I don't know.
But yeah, second round will be a little bit more interesting for Vikings fans because we don't even know if Minnesota's going to pick at 32. We're kind of hoping.
To be honest, I don't think they are going to.
Yeah, looking over this best of list, best available, it's rough. Some edge rushers available, a linebacker. Andrew Booth might be the best option right now if they can't trade out of it. I am a big fan of Nick Bonito. But yeah, I think whoever Minnesota takes at 32, fans are going to boo it.
I'm going to boo it at this point. I don't know what they're doing, Adam. I really don't.
Jacksonville is on the clock. The Bucks trade number 27 to the Jaguars for a second-round pick and a 6. So they'll have number 33 in between the Vikings. Well, that's weird. Okay, I misread this
Take Tampa fans that were up
Great.
all night long are going to be very sad.
I misread this whole thing. PFF trade summary. So Detroit got 12 and 46.
Correct.
Minnesota got 32, 34, and 66.
Correct.
So you got a second rounder for trading back that far after you
Right.
swapped, and then a third. Okay.
Not
Saying it
bad.
out loud like that doesn't sound the best, but I'm going to trust the PFF board and the GM. I'm going to.
I do think they could have gotten more,
They,
but it's not terrible.
yes.
Hey, Wes, did you watch season 1 of Clarice?
No, I have not.
Because I have not seen it renewed for season 2, and I want that. Because I
actually-
love Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay. No, I
Big-
haven't seen
big
that
fan.
one. I want to.
On Twitter 6 minutes ago from Blue Check Mark Daniels. 2 picks to go for the Patriots up, still available. Dax Hill, Nick Dean, Devin Lloyd, Devontae Wyatt, Andrew Booth, Tyler Gordon, George Karlaftis.
Yeah?
There's still some names here. There's still some good names here.
Who would the Jaguars trade up for?
Tim Tebow.
Dean Karlaftis? Who are we talking here?
I don't know. What's up, Fire Breather? I haven't heard it from you in a while. Good to see you back.
Absolutely. Nice to see all you guys in here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, John. I've been on my phone. If you guys already highlighted this, I'm sorry. If Questy makes us wait till 32 and then trades out of it completely, this is the ultimate troll job to Viking fans. That's such a Spielman move. Yeah, we were talking about this, Fire Breather. We don't know when you joined for this show, but PFF has it that we won 57% of the time the Vikings win. I'm with Adam. They probably could have got another late rounder for it. This is a very Spielman move. It's hilarious. But again, this is when we talk about, and I'm just trying to talk myself into it a little more, but this is also the truth is we don't know what the Vikings have in all these grades. They've looked at 200 players or more. We don't know how many people on their board are worthy of a first round grade. And with that Derek Stingley pick at number 3, I think everything shuffled.
100%.
He was
The Vikings' big board couldn't have looked good.
Yeah.
He was mocked to the Vikings for so many weeks up until about 2 weeks ago when we started seeing the shuffle where he could go up to the Jets, he could go to the Giants, the Panthers, whoever. He goes at 3, which I think the Texans were stupid for doing. You should have taken Sauce Gardner at 3, but they got a corner they wanted, and then we knew we weren't getting Sauce. Some of this they don't want to trade up. If anything, we knew they probably wanted to trade out. So we don't know how many guys that they have. Oh, and think about this too. While we're just BSing, because we're going to be on this for at least another 30 minutes. Is
Spielman would have gotten 5 more 7s.
yeah, no, it's fine. It's a good comment.
Yeah.
But looking on their board, depending on how many people they have for that first round grade, how many of those are positions we don't need to take in the first round, like a quarterback or the tackles,
Right.
in my opinion. You have a solid right tackle. You have a solid left tackle. You just drafted a left tackle last year. How many of those first round grades, and those two, this is how finite and variable it gets to it, is, okay, I have a first round grade on Drake London from USC, but I think in my head from 1 to 32, I think he is worthy of the 14th pick. We're at 12. Would I draft him 2 spots early? And that's how they have to do for every single player. I think that too many of the players that they wanted at 12 weren't there. Looking at it now, they should have taken Kyle Hamilton at 12. That's what I would have done. I don't see why they didn't do that. But they have a plan in mind, and they may be able to scoop up 3 or 4 starters now with these picks coming up to fill.
They might
positions.
also really believe in Cameron Bynum.
That too. They could do that. They did go out and sign a corner from the Packers. He's a good nickel. So, like I said earlier, just kind of recapping, they could absolutely trot out Patrick Peterson, Chandon Sullivan, and Cameron Dantzler, and that could be your starting corners. Is it what I would want as a fan? No. but they could put stock. What if they draft a defensive end here at 32 and they're saying, hey, you know what we're going to rely on? Beating the absolute shit out of the quarterback, so you don't have time to overthrow our corners.
I was just going to say, we have improved on the defensive end position with Daniil Hunter, and you'll have to pardon me.
Zadarius?
I have forgotten the name of the other end that we signed right now.
Zadarius Smith.
But correct. So those two coming off the edge is going to create a lot more pressure, and you're not going to ask your corners to hold up for 4, 5, 6, or 7 seconds when we're back in the pocket. That's going to help them out as well, too.
Here comes Jacksonville. There goes Devin Lloyd. He waited long enough. Not the best fit for him for competitively, but the Jaguars, I think, are doing what they need to do.
They're making smart, safe picks.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll be interested too. I'm not so much angry. I know Kyle's not the happiest, but I'm not so much angry with the Vikings. I just want to know. I wish they could sit down and say what their reasoning is without showing their hand or giving away too much information for the public, other teams, all that. But I want to know what their thought process is, because this is so fascinating to me. They see something here. There's a reason that they do the same thing I was talking about earlier when I was shitting on people taking like Kenny Pickett and whoever like drafted up for these quarterbacks that I don't think you take this early. You take them, but I'm all about value. I want to know what the Vikings mindset is trading back this far and saying, okay, clearly we're out on taking these positions and these players this high. I think, I don't know if I'm speaking for Quessy or Kevin O'Connell or whoever, but okay, I need to fill these 3 positions. These are my top 3 to keep the boat from sinking this year. Well, how can I do that effectively? But that's the fine line where you draft between value and, blue chip players, as we call them. Do you get the value? Because second round guys, there are plenty of second round guys in the league who are great. We have a couple on the team who are awesome. So I really wish I could hear from them what their thought process and what their idea was. But
so Green Bay on the clock. This almost has to be Christian Watson, right? The receiver, or North Dakota State.
Oh, yeah. They have to add
wide receivers.
They have to add talent for Aaron Rodgers out there on offense, right?
You definitely think.
Yeah.
George Pickens is there. He's a good fit.
Oh yeah, Sky Moore.
Williams, Burks, Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jahan Dotson, Drake London are all gone.
Hey, I'm not the one that didn't pick him yet. I know you North Dakota State boys don't want to see him end up in Green Bay, but
okay, Firebreeder, thank you for asking this. Like he says, he's always been working when you guys are on. What are your quick thoughts on Kevin McConnell? What are your guys' first impression? Night and day difference from Mike Zimmer. I think he's open. Yeah. I really like that he is called Tall Sean McVay. That makes me very happy, considering all of the things the Rams just did. I like the connection that he has with Kirk Cousins, albeit it was only 1 year. But I think this is going to be an offense-driven team, as it should be. When you have Justin
smart.
Jefferson,
he's calculated.
Dalvin Cook.
I've liked everything I've seen of him so far.
Right.
This is a ballsy move to trade down this far, but sometimes you got to make the unpopular decisions.
Although I will say, if they draft Malik Willis, I will throw my headphones on the ground and break
Don't do that.
And quit this podcast immediately if they do that at number 30. I will be so pissed off.
Is that the same headset you use to play games?
No.
Okay, yeah, throw that one then. That's okay.
So right now for the Packers, the pick is in. So there's George Pickens from Georgia, John Mechie III from Alabama,
Don't say it; they'll hate you.
Sky Moore from some team with a big W that I forgot, Christian Watson,
Don't say
Calvin Austin, and David Bell from Purdue. So, and these range from a grade of 86.9 overall to 84.1. So these are all relatively the same. But yes, going back, sorry, I was trying to read all that. Fire breather. We all like to hire. I like the fact that they flirted, and he flirted back with Minnesota with khaki pants. What's his name? Jim Harbaugh. I like that happened for like a day. I couldn't think of his name, and I was like,
between Spielman and Zimmer was something Minnesota had to get away from.
It was toxic, man, and I hate using that terminology, but it was just gross.
I don't mind toxic.
I think
it's
that
when people use
they
the
did the
C
right
word
thing.
to describe that. That's what I don't like.
What word is that?
A word that's very close to you and your family. Oh, you're gonna make me say it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Cancer.
No, I'm not gonna make you say it.
Oh.
Yeah. It was though. That's an accurate way to describe it. I mean, I don't know, man. It just doesn't. I don't know how you run a professional football team and watch how close you got to getting to a championship, and then that's the way you act. There's a lot of ego, I think, and a lot of pride that was putting up a lot of barriers and walls between the last regime. That's what I'll say.
The relationship between Kirk and Zimmer sounded terrible as well.
It was not.
You can't have that. And even with Brady and Belichick, who they weren't going out and having beers together, but they put all that shit aside to go in and say, we're going to go out here and beat the absolute fuck out of everyone we play, or we're going to die trying. And very rarely are we going to have a bad day. It wasn't like that at all. And I don't understand. Matt LaFleur with the chin strap beard. That is awful. You are a handsome fella, sir. I don't know why you have that crazy town beard. That's an obscure reference and only a few will get. Why would you do that? Matt LaFleur, shave it or grow it.
I got it.
Shave it or grow it, sir. Mm. Woo, Andrew Whitworth. What a way to ride off into the sunset.
Oh yeah.
I always love watching these big offensive linemen too. They get out of the league and they get skinny and they get fit. I mean, they're already fit. I won't say that, but they get toned because they're like, yeah, I was eating 8,000 calories a day to block these horsemen centaur things that were running at me at fucking 80 miles an hour.
You know, fire breather, I like Zimmer too, but in the end, his approach was just too old school, too abrasive for today's NFL.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. I agree.
Had it been 20 years prior, it might have worked, but he wasn't a head coach then. He was just the DB's coach. But I love the guy. He won a lot more than he lost, and I think that gets overlooked from some of the recent negativity. But
he put too much faith in his team's offensive minds to run that part of the team.
Yeah, that was something he needed to evolve with for sure.
Hey, all that you have to do is be a decent human being. Can you be decent to the people around you? Hey, Adam, how are you today? Hey, Kyle Smith, how are you today?
Hey, Kyle, why don't you have sushi? Where's the sushi?
I don't like sushi.
Packers pick is in.
Who do they got?
Defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt. Are they just trolling Aaron Rodgers now?
Oh,
100%. I mean, he got his money, so he's stuck there. But
dude,
holy crap, this is so funny.
Set on my TV screen. They haven't drafted an offensive player in the first round since Javon Walker, 2002. I think.
That's not true. They drafted Jordan Love 2 years ago.
That don't count. No, that don't count.
If
He
I'm
is
Aaron
offensive.
Rodgers, I just text him and I go, I swear to God, I'll do what I did last year. I swear to God.
Dude, at
I'll
this
take this
point,
money and
MVP.
I'll light your house on.
at this point, it's his own fault. You could have went anywhere. You could have went to any team. They would have rolled out the red carpet. They would have signed whatever
Wow.
offensive players you wanted, and you stuck around in Green Bay. So whatever.
Pat's not wasting any time.
Fire Breather says, I just wonder what happened with the defense in 2021. Losing Danielle Hunter sucks. I think Everson
Yeah.
Griffin is a little bit too long in the tooth, and the depth was awful. At
The
times
Vikings
we had
may have gotten a lot of
Breland
sacks,
out,
but so much of that pressure was manufactured pressure that they had to scheme for, and it
Which
left
is-
the receivers open a lot.
which is also a testament to the good part of Zimmer, because he had guys like, and I'm not shitting on this guy because I think he's a good rotational, relief guy. But who's their defensive end from South Carolina that's been starting the last 2 years? Shit, Wanham. He's not a starting defensive end. He's not. But he was for Minnesota for not 1 but 2 years in a row. So the drop off from the depth is really bad, I think. And I think part of Zimmer's thing is that weird double-A gap stuff he was really good at. But I'm going to tell you my biggest complaint about Zimmer. Dude, you were the DB coach for Deion Sanders. You're the DB guru. Why have all your DBs been kind of shitty? Outside of Xavier Rhodes, Trey Waynes was all right.
Trey Waynes was good. He
There's
got some
no
pretty good play out of
studs.
Mackenzie Alexander.
Yeah. It's underwhelming to say the least. I felt like for that being his specialty, that was very underwhelming, the production we got. It was either hit or miss. But you know what it starts with? That like the last year the Vikings defense was really good. They had an excellent pass rush. And it just hasn't, 2 years of missing out on Danielle Hunter is not good for you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think the Unique Ngakoue trade was an absolute bomb. That was stupid as shit. And I wish they would have
Forgot
kept him,
about
is
that.
what I'm saying. They
But
should
that
have
Herndon
kept him.
trade, though.
That Herndon trade was stupid as shit. Should have kept Unique Ngakoue. Still one of my favorite stats of recent memory. Who had the most sacks as an individual player in 2020 for them? Unique Ngakoue. How many games did he play? 6. What? So, yeah, a little bit of that. I'm not salty about it at all. The defense was supposed to be awesome. And what was pissing me off was like either last year or the year before, the offense was like top 5. So, yeah, it's weird. But, yeah, I think you're right, Firebreathe. I think it was time for them to move on. It was just time. I like they completely went in the opposite direction, though. They weren't going to make the same mistake twice, or if they were going to dress it up and color it something different. So that's really cool. I like Wesley's background a lot. I like that he followed his dream to football. He's not a rookie in this. He's been doing this for like 10 years. Kevin O'Connell was drafted by the Pats, immediately was told he was going to be a coach at some point when he, 3 or 4 years in. So I like it. Right now, I'm the only one in the world who's saying I love our GM and coach right now. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with it.
Oh, I still really like the head coach. And I think for the general manager, you know what? If he hits on these next couple draft picks, it doesn't matter whether or not you trade it back or not, right?
And let's also say this too, Kyle. Let's say this. The Vikings are going to get a negative grade on this trade. Overall, when they do Monday when we roll
probably.
in, they're all going to be
yeah.
like, Minnesota, what the hell were they doing? If these guys turn into starters or playmakers of any sort, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And you know what? They need depth at play. That's the biggest thing that I'm banking on and talking myself into. God, I hope they get this right. They need depth at a lot of positions. They have some marquee players, but one of the glaring needs that this team was left with from the other regime was, the drop off from your starters to your backups. It's pretty significant. You should figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Biscuit got drafted before Mahomes. Does that make Biscuit better?
That's true. He was 2 overall, guys. We forget that. I always think he was 12. He was 2. Let's see. They didn't make a quarterback at 12. I'm not pissed. Even if they waited till 32 and actually went, I would be mad, but I still wouldn't be pissed at doing, the ponder thing again. I don't think they're going to do that, though.
Stingray at 3 shook this whole thing up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what's still crazy is listening to Kevin O'Connell talk about the draft, talking about last year's draft. He's talking about Kellen Mond. He's like excited to talk to him. I'm like, did Zimmer even look at him in the meeting room?
No.
Did they ever say a word to each other? The balls on that guy to be like, have you thought about starting? He's like, no, why not? He's like, I see him every day.
That's grab guard Cole Strange, who I've never really heard of.
Oh yeah, that's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is coming out here soon.
Chattanooga. Choo-choo.
I have heard of him. I saw him mocked to the Vikings in the second round a couple times.
Oh, boy.
That's who they picked?
Yeah. And I already know who KC takes because I accidentally scrolled on Twitter.
Well, who? Spoil it.
Karloftis.
Boris?
Ooh. Ooh, that one hurts. That one does hurt.
That is a strange pick.
Doctor Strange.
It's looking more and more, unless Cincinnati takes anyone. It's looking more and more like Andrew Booth or one of these linebackers is going to be a Minnesota Viking.
Strange had a 93% chance of being available at pick 54 entering tonight, which would have been next pick for New England.
I'm telling you, we're taking Malik Willis, and I'm throwing the headset. It's gonna happen.
We're not taking a quarterback. It's not happening.
It's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be pissed.
It's not gonna happen.
It's worst case.
There's a chance of it happening.
We are in doomsday right now.
This is not a drill.
Right.
Still available. Sky Moore, Western Michigan. Andrew Booth Jr.
Who?
Lewis Seen, Georgia, safety. Travis Jones, UConn. I'm going down PFF's big board, and I'm reading in the late 20s. These are their overall rankings. George Pickens from Georgia. Jalen Peter from Baylor. Corner, could absolutely take him.
One of my biggest memories,
Washington.
other than the Fail Mary from Christian Ponder, were those photos of his arm after it got all bruised.
The bruising? Oh.
That was disgusting.
That was when I liked Christian Ponder. I'm like, all right, he's pretty cool. I like that.
Man, he flamed out quick, too.
Yeah.
Stint with the Raiders and then the 49ers, and then it was done. But I'm sure he made some good money. Yeah.
When? Really?
Like their practice squad or their third string or whatever for like maybe a year.
Oh, yeah.
If that.
I don't remember that.
I wish that I didn't know that. Useless stuff floating around in my brain.
Pick is in for Cincy.
Vikings are up, boys. Who we taking?
Malik Willis, and I'm gonna be pissed.
Stop it.
I'm ready.
Damn, I'm looking at the grade on some of these players. Treylon Burks from Arkansas went. He was 46th overall on the PFF big board. Woo. David Ojabo, 50th overall, edge from Michigan. Good God. Jahan Dotson, Penn State. He was a first-round pick. 56th grade overall. Who took him?
My stream ended. No.
Oh, no. Roger McCreary, Auburn, quarterback. 59th grade. Talking about day 2, obviously. There's still a lot of good players left. I'm not worried about this. A lot of good players. He said, y'all ready for a trade? Dude, if this happens, Twitter's going to be pissed. You thought they were mad before. Man. All right, Adam.
Like as soon pounding the table for Willis.
No. Stop. You guys got real drunk and you're trying to go drive right now and go to McDonald's. Stop it. Call Uber and get your senses back.
Cincinnati takes Michigan safety Dax Hill at 31.
Nice. Okay. Andrew Booth is going to be a Viking. What are you guys' picks real quick before we go? Andrew Booth Jr., Clemson.
Booth's the only one that makes sense to me.
Booth from Clemson. Book it and throw it. Let's go. You feel a position of need. Get him at a great pick. It's value. He's the best corner available right now, I think.
Yes. According to my list, anyway. The one I have up.
I'm already ready to be mad at Malik Willis. It's going to happen. I'm going to be pissed.
I don't think so. They love Kirk too much, man. He's still here for 2 whole years. He's not going anywhere. That just doesn't happen. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He's better than Trey Lance, and they're trying to force him out the door after 1 year of Trey Lance. It's
You're
wild.
not wrong.
Samantha Ponder is on my screen again. Good Lord, you are just a hideous-looking human. Just the worst. I feel so bad for Christian every day. Adam, as soon as you find out, let us know.
What if I want you guys to see it?
I don't want to see it.
It's Malik Willis, and I'm already mad.
John says, I almost want it to be Willis just to see Adam's reaction. I'll be pissed if they take him.
I won't hate it. I won't
hate
love it.
I'm fucking done if they take him.
You waited 3.5 hours for this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and
Okay,
I'm like,
Adam, if you're not going to tell us, just tell us when you see it. You don't have to reveal it, but tell us when you see it. I'm still sticking with Andrew Booth. He makes the most sense here.
He does, and it's not a bad pick at all.
Mm-hmm. I've seen him mocked in like the early 20s, late teens in this draft. So
I have like a whole table full of drinks over here. I'm not supposed to be podcasting at this point. Fucking Vikings, it's your own fault for doing this. I'm not going to be happy with whatever they do.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Vikings Twitter just going nuts. NFL trying to drag this thing out to 4 hours? Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they are.
Ad revenue.
Bronx, who do you think it's going to be, buddy? Can I go? Woo-woo. Come on. Woo-woo.
This guy says he's moaning for Malik.
That's really weird.
You shouldn't.
I mean, we don't judge. We don't judge here. That's cool if you swing that way, but I don't know that maybe you should go on a date first.
Oh,
don't give it.
You got with you, Smith.
That is my That's my pet dog, Bronx. He is the one that needs all your pets. You will say hello now. Speak.
I'm a big fan.
Ooh. Give me a speak. 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 There it is. That's my guy.
Oh, he's such a good dog. He needs all the treats.
Get up here. Come say hi. He's a lover.
I can't stand Vikings Twitter. I don't blame you. It's brutal.
Oh, that's a good boy. Who are we gonna pick, man? Who are we gonna pick?
German Shepherd.
Jake, the Minnesota sports fan. What is up? I will say one more time before we get this selection in. If you are watching us and you haven't given us a like on the YouTube or a heart on the Facebook or wherever, will you please do that for us? I see 3 right now on our screen from StreamYard, but will you please let us know a little bit of love so we can pump these numbers up? Because this is by far our biggest show each year since we started this.
Before Minnesota's pick, I want to throw one other quick thing out. If you head on over to my Twitter, I have pinned on my post. It's a GoFundMe to help me out for my water heater. I had it blow up on me because of a little bit of a gas leak, and my house had a little bit of damages, and I can't really afford to fix them right now. So I'm asking for a little bit of help. And if you guys are able to help out, or even at least just share it or give it a like to move it up in people's views, I'd really appreciate it.
Adam, I'm going to send you something directly on Venmo or PayPal just to avoid all that, but Yes.
Absolutely.
Haven't forgot about you.
The Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all that is also inside of the GoFundMe link in the information. So, yeah, I mean, I hate to admit that I can't do it, but I can't do it on my own. Oh,
I get on Twitter. The first thing I say is, "I want Spielman back. Go away." Oh, I know who it is.
yeah, I have questions, though. I definitely have questions.
I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. Kyle, you can save your headphones.
Yeah, I'm looking on Twitter.
If Minnesota was going to take a safety, why didn't they take Hamilton at 12?
That's 100% my thought process. But they came to the draft with 8 picks overall, I think, or 7, and now they have 9. So they're getting more bang for their buck, I'm sure.
Minnesota did need defensive help in the secondary, so I'm glad to see they went and did that. This isn't a splashy name, but it is one that should be able to come in and help almost immediately. So I don't hate it. West has no comment on this pick whatsoever.
Oh, there we go. Realistic Randy always is the biggest Viking supporter I've ever seen
Hates everything.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Clown show of a first round.
The NFL made a huge mistake letting Malik Willis slide out of the first round. The NFL didn't really, unless they sent every team a thing saying don't pick him. It's not really the NFL's fault.
Chris Thomason, breaking news out here. Vikings take Georgia safety Lewis Seen at number 32. Everybody's saying, who? What a joke. Obviously, they don't have a pick for 2, 3.
I mean, guys, Harrison Smith is not going to be here forever. So at some point, you have to find a replacement for him, right?
This is a quality player.
LOL, trade down 20 spots and take a safety. Woof. Well, if they would have stayed put, they would have taken a safety.
Yeah. Good point, Adam.
That would be...
But I'm fine for nickel and dimes. I mean, if this guy can come in and play in a nickel or a dime situation, I am absolutely all for it.
Let's break it down. All right. So this is anticlimactic for sure, but your biggest need is in the secondary at both positions. Right. Corner right. More than safety, but this is strategically, statistically, analytically, whatever insert nerd definition word you want to put in. This makes sense for the Vikings. What they did was they traded back. Now they're going to pick 2 spots from now, not the next one, but they're going to pick 34th overall.
Yep.
They can go get a corner. They can get a wide receiver. They're going to get good value out of this.
They could boost at 34. This is a pretty solid draft.
Yeah, if Tampa Bay doesn't take them, this is why you don't get pissed early. Everybody wants to fire these people. Like
I see the Purple Brothers. Is that what they're called now? West?
The purple.
Yeah,
brothers.
I think so. Yep.
I see Sid's there as well. A lot of the iconic Vikings fans in attendance. I love that Kirk Cousins posted that picture of Vicodontis Rex. I was like, who is this? Classic Vikings.
Will Raggets and wasting no time. Interesting that they wanted a safety but passed on Kyle Hamilton, and also fascinating they went seen over a corner like Andrew Booth Jr. Dumbass. They can still draft them in 2 picks. I just don't understand some of they have such a big platform. Either their faces are prettier or they just get really good interaction from saying dumb shit. And we just can't do that here. We refuse to say absolutely stupid shit here.
And notice on his draft card, he's listed as defensive back, not safety.
Right.
So he is one of those players that can play safety, line up in coverage. He is an excellent pick as far as versatility in this draft. And as it says, I believe Scott shared it here. Here
we go. We'll put up some
I don't see it, but something about how even though he's 6'2", he is a physical beast, and he plays big.
Gives up a little separation out of the break, but he has the ability to recover and locate the ball in the air. Seen as at his best against the run. He takes precise angles to the ball, explodes to the alley for big hits, big hitting safety. We like that here. He brought a lot of energy to the Georgia defense. He also says Seen is still developing in coverage, but love the toughness and the energy. So this is a little recap for that. That's cool. It's a good pick.
So you know what? I'm willing to say it. Score North, the other really big Vikings podcast that's out there that gets a lot of traction.
What's a score?
Was talking about drafting Malik Willis at number 12. That's how bad they wanted to replace Kirk Cousins. They're talking about drafting.
Isn't Will on that show, Kyle?
Hold on. They're talking about drafting him at number 12. He's not even going in the first round. So why are we listening to what these other podcasts have to say?
Because they're doing it for views. I mean, talking about replacing quarterback will get you views and listeners. I'm not one of those people. I'm not willing to put out those sound clips or quotes that are controversial that I don't really 100% believe in order to gain traction. If I don't believe it, I'm not saying it.
Right.
Isn't Will, what's his name? Raggets, isn't he on there? Or who's the guy I'm thinking of?
I've never listened to it, to be honest.
It's not Will. He's a different guy. They look the same. He hates Kirk Cousins, though. He hates him. That's why they put that stuff out there. And it's like, hey, man, I understand your bias, but if you can't be smart enough and cool enough to think ahead in time to push literally any other idea out there, I don't really know what to tell you, because it's kind of, not only is it old and boring at this point, but it just makes you feel like you don't have any depth to what you're saying and writing. But it's like, Kirk's here for another 2 years. Cry about it, be butthurt for a day, and then find something else to talk about, I guess. But
you know what?
Yeah, it's those guys.
I reject this idea that the Vikings need to win. Oh, we need to be like a 3-win team in order to get better for the future. No.
Woo! No. Look at these highlights.
No. Yeah.
Sorry.
He's physical.
I like that a lot.
He's got size for a safety.
He moves fast, too.
I like it. I like the pick.
And I have no problem having him develop his coverage game under who the Vikings have on their roster. If you're going to learn from someone, learn from Patrick Peterson. Ain't too bad.
Right.
Well, they also hired the LSU Defensive Back University defensive coordinator, so that's cool. That's a pretty good hire, I would say.
Go learn from Harrison Smith. Go learn from a Hall of Fame player. Patrick
I don't know if I'd want to learn a lot of coverage from Harrison Smith, but
yeah, fair.
He's not that Harrison Smith is bad in coverage, but I mean, when you've got someone with the experience of Patrick Peterson on your team, you got to take advantage of that.
Correct.
But also, like you said, Harrison Smith has been in this league a long time, and if they're going to throw him in at safety and nickel and dime at times, having him available to do all these things could be really huge for Minnesota. I wanted Hamilton if they went safety, but having a defensive back who offers versatility, size, aggressiveness, I can't hate it.
So I'm looking here. Malik Willis is number 2 best available from Todd. Nakobe Dean first available or best available number 1, number 3. Booth Jr. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tampa Bay does. I don't know necessarily that they need a corner. I'm trying to think of who they lost. They lost Antonio Brown. They lost another receiver too, I believe. They've kept a lot of good pieces on that. Gronk, yeah. As long as they don't take Booth in Minnesota, that makes a lot of sense. They got Booth and Scene back to back. I mean, Vikings Twitter can just shut up for a whole day. You can put it on mute.
I'd be very happy with that.
That'd be ecstatic for that. That's 2 major areas of need that you had to cover. So let's hope that's what happens.
It's not like Minnesota has a ton of holes.
Who cares what social media has to say? You could probably find people who were pissed off when we drafted Adrian Peterson.
I was trying not to make that comparison, John Young, but I would love that comparison.
Whew, that's a good comparison right there. I like that.
All right, so
overall,
yeah,
a little lackluster, little anticlimactic, but this is kind of on par for this regime, this GM, this coach. This is going to be efficient. They said they were going to be very calculated. They knew they would be able to get this guy here. Not sure if they would have taken Hill over Scene. We'll probably never know. But they have a good player. He just won a national title with Georgia. Harrison Smith's not getting any younger guys. That's something you have to address. Nope. You might as well address it a little earlier. I still think they're going to get a corner with the next 2 picks that they have. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Well, if they are planning on playing this pick at corner, I don't see it as being a massive need anymore.
That's a good point, Adam. We don't know what they're going to do.
Because on the draft card, it did come up as defensive back, not safety. So it sounds like Minnesota is planning on using this guy in a lot of ways on defense. And if he can scare some people into catching the ball over traffic and things like that, be a more disciplined and well-meaning Andrew Sendejo, I'm for it. Because I loved how aggressive Andrew Sendejo used to be. But his coverage skills and his over-aggressiveness at times ended up hurting the team. Now, if they can have somebody that can reel that in just a little and offer some coverage skills in a nickel or dime situation, that's an amazing pick for a team that's trying to rejuvenate their defense.
4.37 40-yard dash time.
Boom.
4.37. Boom. That is some speed in that secondary.
And it's 6'2"?
Woo! I like that.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I like that.
Well, I do want to thank everyone who joined us in here tonight. I had a lot of fun, even though it was a bit frustrating at times. I bet nobody had the Vikings taking this guy in the first round.
Nope.
But we all had a fun time getting there, and this has been an interesting draft, to say the least. But on behalf of both Kyles and I don't know, are we coming back for tomorrow?
I am not.
I'm free.
If you guys want to, that's great. I did volunteer to get some overtime at work right about the time this is starting. So,
well, I'll have to see what I'm needed on the Viking Age, and we'll see how this plans out. But as of now, we'll definitely be planning a show very soon after the conclusion of the draft. Talk about all this kind of stuff. So, thanks again to everyone who joined us in the chat, liked, shared, subscribed, did whatever you're doing where you are. And we'll be back soon to talk more Vikings football. In the meantime, stay classy, Minnesota.